Good morning.
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome. We're still down one.
We are still down one. We are sorry. Our schedule keeps getting a little bit choppy, and now it didn't work out for Michael. He might hop on here in a little bit, but so much stuff going on. And honestly, it's because we just made this decision yesterday on the fly, and then we forgot to tell Michael. So I forgot. It was both of us totally spaced it. I'm sorry, Michael. When you see this, I thought you knew, and then I called him several hours ago, and he didn't answer his phone, and then I was going to try him again, but I had another meeting. Man alive.
I know, it's been tough. Sorry about all the mix-up with the times, but hopefully next week we'll be back on schedule. Fingers crossed.
We're getting there. No worries. All right, but we're a little bit jumbled today, so definitely put in your questions because I have no idea what we're talking about yet. Because we've been a little bit screwed up. Oh, I guess we do. We're going to talk about this is your and my 1 year YouTube anniversary. We're going to talk.
I know, right? I think yesterday was my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. The day I posted my first YouTube video. So yeah, and I was going to try and get a little face collage happening, and it didn't happen. So I'm very sorry. But you can always go back and watch my videos and see my progress.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's so funny. Because we were looking back when we were talking the other day, and we're like, when did we start this? Well, what's funny is we started 4 days apart. She started yesterday, and I started in basically 4 days after her. So mine's on the 20th, I think it was the first video I put out, August 20th. So very interesting.
Yeah. And we had no idea that we either one of us existed. We just sort of thought we put our stories out there and then bumped into each other, and voila, here we are. 1 year later, still going strong,
so
still
funny.
on our journeys. Yeah. And now we have Michael, our offsider, as well. So
for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Hey, Missy. Missy's in the house.
Hi, Missy.
How are you, Missy? Yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Who knew we were going to make it a year?
And he would have thought, like, I would be the last person to be on YouTube for sure. Like, I was always the shy, quiet one, and putting my story out there was definitely not in my as part of my character. So, yeah. I guess we've done pretty well.
Yeah, it's a good start for sure. Who would have thought? Let's see here. Let's go down the line here. Let's start that morning. Appreciate
you, Sandra.
Hey, Carol.
So good to see some Aussies in the house.
Josephine stealing my opener.
Howdy, Josephine.
Morning. Sunburn. Maybe not too bad. I don't have any. Lindy might have some.
I did have a little bit, yeah. So everyone thinks I've got high blood pressure, but I actually got sunburnt. And I don't normally put anything on my face, but I did put some tallow on there, and I didn't peel first time. So the tallow helps if you get sunburned. So I'm sorry, I'm one of those carnivores that still burns. So be careful.
It's a little bit hot out. That's why I got a little bit red. I was just working in the garage with some weights and stuff in my face. I get flushed when I do that and hot. I was in here panting. Damn it, Jim, I'm a carnivore, not a doctor. I still love that. Howdy.
Cracker. Yeah.
Good evening. Trying to listen with my earbuds and playing With grandchildren, congratulations on 1 year. Thank you so much. We sure
Oh, thank
appreciate it.
you. Yeah.
There's Missy again. All right. Let's see here. Hal, how are you? On day 48, congratulations. The carnivore down 24 pounds. My A1C has gone from 7.5 to 6.1. I am very hopeful. That's incredible.
Huzzah. Fantastic.
You will get there. I don't even think it's even a remotely contested fact that type 2 is healed on carnivore. Like if you
Oh, absolutely. And my daughter, she's type 1 diabetic, and her HbA1c was in the 13s. She's had really bad control, and she's down now in her sixes just
wow.
in the last, 6 months. So and that's the type 1 diabetes too. So there is something in carnivore, and even if you're not that strong. So
I hope that hits the peanut gallery, that a few of those people can listen, because I'll tell you what, some of the comments on my Instagram videos lately, it's just I feel like I'm talking to brick walls. It's crazy. I share this live link through text with family and friends. Don't know if anyone takes a look. We sure appreciate it. We really
yeah, thank you.
got to keep showing them the results.
Yeah, when they're ready, they'll find, the community and jump in. But I think everyone needs to find their breaking point and start to search on their own.
Yeah, for sure. That's 100% sure. Asandro, question: Would want to know what to do when low sugar alarm goes off, 60 and below. Don't want to get back into carb addiction. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, when I only wore that CGM for a few days, but that stupid thing, the low the low glucose alarm went off nonstop. It just never shut up, especially when I'm fasting. But from what I hear, that's okay as long as you're fasting.
Yeah. Well, I turned the alarm off because I'm not type 1 diabetic, so I know my body's going to regulate and do what it needs to do. And I did check the graph and saw it was below the red quite often. And Emily says, as long as you're feeling great, don't worry about it. Your body will accommodate. If you feel like you're feeling faint or whatever, or have symptoms, then maybe have something to eat. But as long as you're feeling good, don't worry about the numbers.
For sure. I would agree. I happen to know that if I eat over 70 grams of protein, my body makes glucose and sloughs it off. So I know my body can make glucose. So I'm not really worried about it at all. Hey,
Hi,
Karen.
Karen.
Very nice to see you. Welcome. Carnivore Candy. I sure appreciate you stopping in. Thank you so much. Susie's thoughts. Good evening, morning. Very nice to see you here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Because you can do it down to 5.1 from 7.8 or 7.9. That's awesome. That's incredible. Is that when you started Carnivore 1 year ago? No, I started 20 months ago, and Lindy, you're at 20.
2 years, 8 months, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I was asked to share my story from the beginning, and I just thought, no, this is going to be another diet failure. I did not think that I was going to succeed on carnivore. So I didn't want to put myself in the limelight. I mean, I just wasn't mentally prepared for that anyway. And I do regret it now. If I had have known it was going to work so well, I could have been a lot more inspiring. But I lost a lot of weight to start with, and I would love to have progress pictures and all of that, but I just avoided the camera, didn't believe in myself. And then just one day I woke up and thought, geez, I have come a long way. And that's when I started to share my story a year in.
Well, and we both kind of had that same epiphany because Bill Knott in Alaska, when we both saw him, that's kind of why we ended up being 4 days apart starting our YouTube channels, because
Yeah.
we both wanted to reach out to him because we were both looking for examples like we were that had lost it on carnivore, that were over, over 700 pounds or in a real bad pickle and that had lost it. We didn't see anybody. And then Bill popped up and he was hoping that Carnivore might work because he was over 700 pounds. And by that time, I was down 205 pounds and I was like 6 or 7 months into Carnivore. So I'm like, I should make a video and tell this guy this works. Like, you can actually rely on it. And lo and behold, you were doing the same thing.
Yeah, I was talking with the SBG gang saying, I think it's time to share my story because I didn't see anybody that extreme doing carnivore. There's a lot of people doing carnivore and a lot have weight to lose, but nobody had 6, 7, 800 pounds. So I just thought, Bill needs to hear this. I need to help him. And I can imagine there's so many other people that need help as well. I mean, I still binge watch 600 Pound Life, and I sit there and I just eat your meat, just eat your meat.
Right.
Watching these people, and I just like they could just do this by eating meat and turning off that off switch. Like I see so many of my bad habits in these people, and if you just ate meat, that would fix a lot of the problems. But yeah,
Absolutely. Yes, very nicely done. Let's see here. Hello from Florida.
oh,
Congratulations on 7 months Carnivore, Peter. B-Dog. Let the small keto crap creep in until my labs last week. Day 5 starting again. BBB. Congratulations. Just keep pushing forward. We had a men's talk and women's talk today in SBG, different groups, but one of the things in the men's talk was, just having a direction, as long as you're aiming at BBB and E, then you're not aiming at the keto snacks, so
yeah.
just keep your mind on that, keep that in your focus and stay in that kind of mindset and community, and that's what you'll do. There we go. Well said, Lindy. I agree.
I can't believe how much better I feel. All I did was sleep on a new bed. I even went to the markets and walked around slowly. Did not once have wobbly hips or stabbing pains in my lower back. Oh, fantastic.
That's awesome. Incredible. That's really good.
Hi,
Twyla.
Twyla.
Howdy. Yeah,
Daughter and
daughter.
son-in-law make fun of me when I swipe a French fry. They cry. A carnivore diet, I say, I lost 40 pounds and feeling great. How are you doing?
Right? You know this character?
Yes, he's at work at the moment. Hi, honey.
Hey, Scott. Everyone, is Michael still not feeling well? I think Michael's feeling better. He's doing a fast right now, but here's what happened. Us two morons forgot to tell him that we bumped the stream up a day yesterday. And then I tried to call him this
Yeah.
morning, but we didn't give him a heads up because it was kind of a fly decision for some personal stuff going on. And so we're sorry, Michael. It's our fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. I can't do tomorrow, so
It's okay.
yeah, so we had to move it.
No worries. I'm on day 14 of a fast. I'm not
Wow.
at all hungry, but I'm sure would love to eat. Yeah, I know that feeling, Sarah, for sure. But congratulations. And you're not hungry now, or do you have any energy issues? Are you feeling dizzy? Are you feeling weak? Any lightheadedness or anything like that? Michael, I think, is feeling pretty good. He was as of
Yeah.
last week. Yeah.
I think he has his phone on silent most of the time. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm sure he'll see our messages soon and hopefully jump on.
Yes.
Yeah, I miss Michael.
Here's a question. Did you guys go through a skin shedding phase at all? I seem to be on my arms and legs. Kind of. So I don't know that I call it skin shedding. I don't exactly know what you mean by that. So I had very, very dry skin because I had very, very crappy skin. And now the more weight that I lose and the more carnivore and fat that I eat, the better my skin gets. And so I definitely had a lot of dry skin, like piles of dry skin. But that was from years of having terrible skin and lymphedema, swelling that was keeping the oils from the skin. So my skin was like hard, like rawhide on my legs and stuff. Now, I mean, my skin's just totally different. It's just healthy. So I guess probably so right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think with the bad circulation in the legs, we also had skin problems with our legs. And that's all gone now. And I think that's with the carnivore diet, the rebounding, the vibration plate, just getting that circulation going. And I do get a little bit of dry skin on my legs now because I have a heater down here because it's winter and it's blowing this hot air on my legs and I feel really itchy at the moment. So I'm actually going to go and put some tallow on my legs later just to rehydrate my skin. But yeah, definitely higher fat also helps
For sure.
with the skin.
100%. I just started doing a 24-hour dry fast twice a week. I'm finally seeing a loss in my weight. Anyone else here try dry fasting? Yeah, I do. So every other week, I fast for 7 days. So I eat for 7 days and I fast for 7 days. And as I'm saying that, I'm lying to you because I only ate for 3 days because I'm fasting for 7 days again now on a 3-day feed. But that's because I'm going to Wyoming and I didn't want to be fasting when I was in Wyoming for Bella's wedding and stuff. So this was a short refeed. However, when I do a 7-day fast, 4 out of 7 of those days I do dry, not consecutively. I alternate 24-hour periods dry. So I start with a dry fast and then I go to a wet fast the second day, third day's dry, fourth day's wet, fifth day's dry, 6 days wet, and the last day, 7th day's dry. So I get 4 24-hour dry fasts in that 1 week period. And I do that every other week or, twice a month or whatever. So how about you, Lindy?
Well, I don't intentionally dry fast, but I've never been a big drinker. I just don't drink at all. So, and that's why I was talking to Emily about it because they say it's really good for shrinking your skin and all that. And because I don't drink a lot, maybe it is considered a bit of dry fasting. I've still got this bottle from yesterday. As you can see, it's still full. I haven't had anything to drink. So
Wow.
and it's because I'm not thirsty. So,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
and we know why that is now. I didn't realize it before, but I believe that the reason why that is because we're very, very fat adapt now. The more fat adapt you become, the more metabolic fluid you use up in your stored fat cells and the less thirsty you are. You don't have to drink as much,
yeah.
Because
But obviously before, like you drink, soda, pop, whatever you call it over there, and that sugar just makes you crave. You just keep wanting to drink
yeah.
it. You could easily drink a liter bottle or something just like
Yeah.
that. But if I'm not drinking anything but water, I just don't have any thirst. And I'm quite happy. I'm content. I don't feel dizzy. I don't feel dehydrated. I feel fantastic. So I don't believe in the 8. Maybe some people need to eat their 8 glasses or drink their 8 glasses of water a day. That's what all the recommendations say, but I'm doing so well without it. So for me, I'm not going to force myself to drink if I'm not thirsty.
No, and dry fasts are way easier to do than wet fast. Drinking actually makes you hungry a little bit, which is so backwards, right?
Yeah, it does give you that empty feeling in your tummy, like you're sloshing, and you feel like you need something solid in there to stop the sloshing. So
It does. Yeah, if I ever have an issue on fasting, I used to think that I needed to keep water on my stomach to keep, the empty stomach feeling away. That actually makes it worse. The best thing I've been doing, this is what I use your salt for, Lindy, that you gave me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that just one pinch of that under my tongue if I'm having a bad day, and it's just like immediate relief from stomach pains or anything like that. It helps you get over any kind of little dust up.
Yeah. And I remember Dr. Berry Nish used to talk about the Redmond salt licks. They had like a big stone, and I actually got one ages ago. And you just have a little suck on that if you're feeling a little bit hungry and you don't want to have a full meal. And that just takes that little edge off the hunger.
It does. It works really good too.
Yeah. So those crystals would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I just finished a 48-hour fast. I'm planning on a 72 next week. Congratulations.
Oh, good job.
Very well done. Since we're kind of on a fasting topic, and this is kind of funny because I was talking a lot about this today, but put in the chat if you guys are fasting. Oh boy, The chat's going off. I'm gonna have to do a fire around here, but put in the chat if you guys are doing fasting and if you've been doing it a while. I'm going to use the priming word, but do you eat in preparation for a fast? Do you eat accordingly to try to fast? Do you do nurse fasting, or do you kind of do white knuckle fasting? Have you noticed a difference? I'm very curious what you guys think. And the reason why is because I now know the difference, because I did do the priming protocol at SBG. And when I came to them, I'd basically been doing OMAD fast for 9 months and my metabolism had gone in the toilet. So that's why I love fasting, but you got to do it right. And I always wonder if people know what to watch out for so that you don't hurt your metabolism if you're doing sustained fasting without kind of prepping for it. So I'm kind of curious what your guys' experiences are.
I can't get past 24. I probably don't eat enough for long marathons. I'm the same. I find it hard to sit down and do the primary because I've still got that lap band restriction, and I get myself into all sorts of issues. So I kind of graze a little bit throughout the day, just eat a lot of small meals, but I do struggle to fast. I'm not a faster, but I just go, I'm more intuitive. If I'm hungry, I'll stop and eat, but sometimes I could do a 24-hour fast and it's just because I'm not hungry. So I don't plan any fast. It just happens naturally for me.
Nice. Yeah, I know what you're saying too. Sometimes you just wake up and you're like, I'm not eating today.
No. Yeah. My life isn't focused on food anymore. I don't eat by the clock. It's just when I start getting the tummy rumbles up for a while, and normally I let the first few go because it's usually because I'm bored or I'm a bit emotional about something and I know it's just a craving. But if I'm generally hungry, that steak will look really pretty good and I'll eat it. So
that's awesome. I had a lot of electrolyte issues at the start of the fast, but now I'm good, just slower than normal. I've done a lot of fasts, so this is typical. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're accustomed to it for sure.
Yeah.
Regular fast or dry fast. Oh, I got you. That was Carnivore Journey. Hi, y'all. I'm from Maryland. Yes, keep pushing forward. I have lost 10 pounds past year, but so many non-scale victories of BP meds and off autoimmune and anxiety meds. Congratulations. That's
fantastic. Yeah. Everybody's on a different journey, and you got 800 pounds to lose or, just a few pounds. A lot of healing that needs to be done. Like everybody's journey is special. So don't ever think that, you're not a great story. Everybody can be inspiring, no matter how big or small your journey is. We're all special here.
right. 100%. Well, I mean, healing is the main objective. If you heal, your body's going to get around to whatever healthy weight you're supposed to be at. You just got to heal first, People put the weight in front of it, but I mean, it really is pretty silly. I mean, would you be healthier if you lost a leg or a limb or all your muscle and because the scale said you're lighter? Like that's really is a dumb matrix to look at. The calorie in, calorie out, thermodynamic hypothesis nonsense, and what the scale says is pretty stupid. It actually has no bearing on actual health. They just say that because obesity is a parallel symptom to disease because there's an underlying cause that causes both, but it doesn't just come with obesity. Usually obesity, in my opinion, obesity is actually trying to save you from some toxicity from inflammation and crap food. I think it's actually trying to protect your body. Feels unsafe, it feels sick, so it starts putting on weight and has to deal with the garbage, So it's kind of interesting. There's no electrolyte that my gut enjoys. I think keto chow, daily minerals is the best, but makes me want to. You don't have to finish that.
I don't actually take electrolytes. I've never felt I needed them. I do have a box of Elementine. I've probably had about 2 or 3 sachets out of it, but they're there for a rainy day if I ever think I need them. But
vibration plates are awesome. Yeah, I used to take electrolytes when I first started, and I think just like anything, we do a lot of things that are crutches and things when we're getting better. Oh, well, I didn't finish my train of thought either. When I started doing the dry fast, I became more fat adapt. and my body was getting to more metabolic fluid. When that happened, I realized that I'd been using water as a substitute to fill a hole for everything that was taken out. So when I took out sodas, I filled it with water. When I took out the Copenhagen, I filled it with water. And when I started fasting and was skipping meals, I filled it with water. So pretty soon I was up to 2.5 gallons of water a day. Well, that was why I needed so many electrolytes, because I was just peeing out all my electrolytes because I was just running them through. So now I don't need them because I dry fast, or I drink maybe 60 ounces of water a day. Like a bad day. Well, actually, I take that back. If I'm fasting, I'm only drinking probably 50 ounces of water or less on the wet days and none on the dry days. And then when I eat and I'm in my 7-day feeding window, that makes me very thirsty. Eating makes me thirsty. I don't know why. But then I'll eat, or I'll drink, maybe 60 ounces or so, maybe even close to 75 ounces of water a day when I'm eating. So it's kind of weird, but it's vastly less than than 2.5 gallons for sure. Let's see. On the 14-day fast, what are you actually taking in? Just water? That'd be interesting. Let's see if she answered that. Yeah, right here. I drink water and electrolytes. I do it for cancer and also hoping it keeps dementia away, since that runs in my family on both sides. Congratulations. Yeah. That's why I'm doing the 7-day fast too, is for the lymphatic healing, because I keep watching my lymphatic tissue get smaller and smaller and smaller. That was out of hand.
Yeah.
Now I lost my place. Hold on.
Yeah, I lost both my parents to cancer as well, so it's definitely in our family line. And if I was to get cancer, I'd be doing exactly what I'm doing now, but I could definitely ramp it up and incorporate some fasting, but I would be eating exactly what I'm eating now. So I think I'm living a pretty healthy lifestyle to try and avoid that in future.
For sure. Yeah, not worried about the weight either. Just healing are awesome for sure.
Yeah.
A friend of mine with MS has been on lion diet for 2 months with encouraging results so far. He still does some chewing tobacco. Did Todd mention before he lost his tobacco cravings on Carnivore? Yes, I did. In fact, I chewed tobacco for 26 years. I chewed Copenhagen. And when I was priming, actually, I was going through the SBG priming protocol, and which is basically eating a lot on purpose because my metabolism had shut down. And when I did that, my hormones healed, my thyroid healed, and all of a sudden I just didn't want the Copenhagen anymore. And so that was last October 26th. So it's coming up on a year, and I quit pretty much cold turkey right then, and I haven't craved it since. So it can be done. In fact, it's way easier than quitting soda or sugar, to be honest with you.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I meant to say keto chow daily. Yep, for sure. Dr. Berg's is the best tolerate. Yeah, I have Dr. Berg's too. But yeah, I just luckily I don't need them anymore. So it's so funny, right? Because we all see things through our own little experiences and windows. But when I was taking Dr. Berg's electrolytes, everybody's like, "You don't need those," and I was like, "I do need these," and I did need them at the time, and now I don't need them. So I get what everybody's saying. Everybody's just in a different spot,
Exactly. We all need to find what works for us and what we need. You can't be telling people what to do. I think we all know our bodies better.
For sure. Question: I am needing to gain some weight on carnivore. Any suggestions? Absolutely. Eat more and eat dairy.
Dairy. Yeah. Definitely dairy.
Yeah. Get the dairy in, get your cheese in, get your sour cream and your
yogurt,
creams and yogurts. Yeah. Get it all down, and I mean, just like if Charlie was here, he'd say dairy's built from taking little calves to 400-pound steers. That'll put it on you in a hurry for sure.
I know, and I love dairy, but he doesn't love me, so I have to stay away.
Yeah.
But enjoy it. Enjoy some dairy for me, Nancy.
Yeah, that'll open up the eating window for sure. What actually is a dry fast? So there's two technical types of dry fast. One is just not drinking anything. You just don't drink anything. You don't eat anything. You don't drink anything. You just don't put anything in your mouth for, not even brushing your teeth or anything, right? You don't put anything in your mouth, for whatever extended period. I think it has to be at least over 13 hours to be considered a fast at all. But to whatever extent you're going to do it. Some people go crazy though, and they won't even let you touch water. So you can't take a shower, wash your hands, wipe your, face, like nothing. So I don't go that crazy. I still shower, but some people are ridiculous. So
Yeah. And I wouldn't be trying dry fasting if you're not familiar with fasting. I think it's definitely safer to do it in a community or with a doctor, the people that have done it before.
for sure. Drink water, okay, moving along. Since my starting to dry fasting, I'm not really thirsty like I was, and I'm not doing any electrolytes. Exactly. I had the exact same thing happen to me. I drink 20% of what I used to, but that's a great sign. I'm gonna give TMI here, but when I'm fasting now, it's crazy because when I eat, I only have to go to the bathroom like twice a week, right? And when I'm in my eating window. But all of a sudden, when I'm fasting, I won't go to the bathroom for 5 days or something. And then I'll go to the bathroom 2 days in a row, and it'll be just grease. And it's my body tapping into stored body fat, and it's finally pushing it out. And it's really weird that happens, but it happens every time on a 7-day fast. And I look at it and I'm like, that's that lymphatic tissue. Get that out of there.
Yeah.
But that's such a good sign, because it's why we're not thirsty, because we became very fat adapt, and we've opened up metabolic pathways to get to that stubborn stored fat. We've mobilized that fat. We've mobilized it through the lymphatic system. We're burning that fat in the mitochondria, and we are processing that fat and dumping it out. And so that's also where the best nourishing metabolic fluid is in your fat cells. So when you become more adapt and able to reach those fat cells, when you rebuild metabolic pathways to that stored metabolic fluid, you stop being so thirsty. Your body doesn't need it. I mean, I have 150 pounds of stored fat and fluid on me, so I shouldn't really have to drink for a while. I mean, we always don't push it, but like when we give it a reason to go find the metabolic fluid, it creates a more fat adaptation, and things start moving, That's fantastic. I've landed at 7 days fasting per month with one long fast a year, typically 21 days. But right now I'm going for 40. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. That's
So
huge, 40.
it is. And I really want to do a 40 as well. I've tried 40s before. I've never made it. I made it to 21 days as well, which if you've heard my horror story, that was when I got real sick because I peed out all my potassium and I screwed up my blood plasma, so I wasn't holding red blood platelets anymore. But I'm way smarter now, way better at it. So I do want to try a 40-day fast as well, which I'm probably going to line up sometime this winter if I can. Well, not winter, but the end of the year sometime, probably December-ish is what I'm thinking. I'm planning on trying a 40-day, but we'll see. I have a real hard time fasting in the winter, but that's awesome. But I do like the 7 days. The 7 days, and it's a muscle, right? Last winter, I couldn't hardly do a 48-hour without being miserable. 72 was real rough. And a 5-day about felt like torture on the first one. But now 7 days, I can pretty much do standing on my head. And it works very well. But it's just because our bodies are more fat adapt. And they're getting to the stored fluid. And just like you as well, I'm doing it for healing, not for just weight loss, but for healing,
But you're nourishing your body in between fasts as well, which makes a difference.
For sure. I was eating, like, no joke. I ate 4 to 5 pounds of, like, I've been trying to get in the 54 egg yolks per day on my eating window and just eating like a pound and a half of meat. But this time when I came off, I knew that I was only going to reprime for about 3 full days of eating. And so I was eating, I only got 36 egg yolks down a day, but I was getting down about 4 pounds of beef a day, maybe even 5. I mean, I was knocking back the steak like crazy, and my body wanted it,
Yeah.
you know. So in that 3 days, I ate 15 to 17 pounds of steak, and I ate like 138 eggs or something, egg yolks, in that
Wow.
3 days. Like, I put it down. I wasn't messing around. So.
So that amount of food scares me. There's no way I can get that quantities down.
Right.
Just be
Yeah.
careful. I get dizzy after 16 to 18 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So Coach Amy will tell you this. She had warned me, but I'm kind of new to lifting, and she warned me not to stand up too quick. Like, when anything, if you're fasting and you're working out, don't do anything where you're jerking some weight off the ground and you stand up too quick, because you have low blood pressure when you're fasting. So I've been fairly diligent, but I got cocky and I was doing some squats and I went for like an 8th rep, and I shouldn't have. And I woke up on my forehead on the floor. So I either passed out or I teleported to the floor or time traveled, one of the two. Because I all of a sudden I was like on my face. Luckily, thank God, my brother gave me he had some extra gym equipment. He gave me a squat rack, so the squat rack caught the bar, so it didn't land on me. And I just put some really nice rubber floor mat tiles out, so my head got a nice soft landing. So it actually was not bad at all. But I just woke up kissing the floor going, all right, so that's what they're talking about. But at least now I know. I'm pretty careful about, I go slow. Like, I had to lighten the weight so that I didn't have to, really stand up hard to push off. And so yeah, definitely watch out for that, or you'll end up on your forehead for sure.
Gee, you're lucky Michael wasn't filming that, because he could have a little meme out about it.
He would have just
A
watched
little
me.
shorts.
Yeah, just little shorts going ping, 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 just my forehead bouncing off the mat over and over. For sure. That's funny. Wow, you guys have more willpower than I do with fasting. No, that's not true. So it's a muscle, just like anything else, and you have to get healthy. So listen, everybody that tells me that I have willpower, I'm like, you didn't see me for the first 38 years of complete and utter addictive failure to food and sugar. Willpower is a complete and utter myth. I'm not being successful because of willpower. I'm being successful because carnivore actually heals your hormones and your metabolic system, and it pays you back. Your body starts regulating itself. You start getting healthy. Your body starts to function the way that it's supposed to. And one of the ways our body's supposed to function is that if you miss a meal, you're not supposed to try to eat your own arm because you're starving. You're supposed to be able to work
Yeah.
off of stored body fat, and you're supposed to, we were hunter gatherers, and we were supposed to go hunting and then feast, and then maybe not eat for a day or 2 or 3, or you might be in a famine or have a long travel and you might not eat for several days. And we are designed and built to do that as long as we're doing it healthy. But when we get on the insulin roller coaster, we get utterly dependent on glucose as our fuel, and we no longer have the metabolic flexibility and efficiency of using fat adaptation to burn fat as fuel. And then it makes us feel like we can't do that anymore. But in reality, when you heal the body, you heal the hormones, and you fix those metabolic pathways to fat adaptation, it comes back, and then you can fast, and it's not hard. So this is not a struggle. So it looks it looks rough from where I'm at, and it doesn't work for Lindy because she had gastric sleeve, or lap band.
Yeah, lap band. Yeah. So I can't do the priming and nourish my body as much as I need to do the long fasts. Yeah,
Right.
so it's a bit more of a struggle.
That's a great point. To that point, I ate 7 pounds plus of meat every day for 6.5 months to prime, and that's what healed my body, which is why I can do 7-day fast now. I couldn't do that before. I couldn't get through when I got to the SPG and I started priming and I went to try to do my first OMAD, and I had just done, which is 1 meal a day, I just done 9 months of those, and it tanked my metabolism. And I thought, oh, I'm going to do an OMAD. And I couldn't do one single OMAD once my body was calling for food, once my metabolism got healthy, and that put me into like another 4 months of priming. So it's real. We have to heal our body first, and then a healed body can fast easy, and there's no willpower involved.
Yeah, because you got that off switch, don't you?
You.
Once that off switch, kicks in, you just don't want to eat.
Oh, I
The
do.
fasting just comes naturally. Yeah.
For sure. And that's a blessing and a curse too. Because at first it's a pitfall. It's a pitfall for a lot of people. That's how a lot of people end up in OMADs like I did for 9 months. Because you think, oh, well, I have leptin. We're so used to struggling with appetite control that when you get a little bit, it goes a long way. So when you start to heal and you start getting satiated with just a little bit of leptin sensitivity, you go, oh, this is great. I'm just going to eat 1 meal a day. Because who doesn't like to just eat 1 meal a day? You don't have to shop very much. You don't have to eat very much. You don't have to cook. You don't have to clean. It's really simple. And your brain's not going crazy. But you do chronically undereat. And what we all have to understand is when we are first starting carnivore, we're all coming, pretty much everybody that's coming off of pretty much any other diet, definitely veganism or the standard American diet, is malnourished. You are absolutely malnourished. And so you got to heal first, which means you actually have to eat with a purpose. And that gets a little bit tricky. And so you can get lulled into those OMADs real easy, like I did, and screw up your metabolism. So it's actually hard work to prime at first. It's like hard to eat that much food and do it consistently. And there's a bunch of people that'll fight you and tell you that that's wrong, but I can tell you it worked for me.
Well, I've still got a lot of weight to lose, and currently I don't eat a lot, just 1 meal a day normally, or I try and break it up. So it's that 1 meal, but I just spread it over the graze throughout the day. And I'm currently doing a fitness challenge with Lynn, the Midlife Carnivore. So we're doing a lot of like walking workouts and stuff. So I'm doing quite a bit of exercise. I'm eating definitely below my calorie deficit. So if you want to talk about calories, and I'm not losing weight. Everything's stopped. So I know I need to prime because my metabolism is tanked right now. And then I've got a lot of stress and pressures on with things going on. So, low calories, exercising, and my weight has stalled. So I definitely need to do some priming and ramp things up and get my metabolism kicked in again. So definitely learned a lot with SBG gang, and I know how to fix that because I often undereat.
Right.
And I've just got that restriction there. I can't sort of get around that. Lap band surgery was supposed to heal me, fix all my problems 27, 28 years ago, and it didn't. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I do an 18-hour intermittent fast most days. Rarely do I do a 24-hour. That's all for me. That's a perfect place to start, especially if you're, this is something I can hear Coach Raymond in my ears going, why are you fasting though? Like, what's your purpose for it? Because that is something kind of funny, because we do hear, people go, well, I don't know. You do carnivore and you do fasting. I don't know why I'm doing it, and I was the same way at first. So it is good to know what you want out of a fast and kind of make a game plan for success with your fast, which is pretty much always going to come with eating properly before you fast. Like you got to put the nourishment before the fasting first.
But not everybody has to fast. If you're doing well, you're feeling great, you don't have anything that needs healing, or don't fast. It's not for everyone.
Nope, for sure. Yeah. Well, very much so. It's definitely not for everyone. And some people take a lot longer to prime before they can fast, Well, I mean, me and Coach Raymond are having this talk today too, because, this is one thing everybody, because pretty much unanimously right now, anybody that's paying attention to me thinks I'm over fasting. And I'm like, I could be. I don't know. I might be over fasting right now. I really don't know the answer to that. But the reality of it is, I'm going to find out, number one, if I am or not, because this is an experiment. And number two, nobody else nobody else that's given me information has any idea what it's like to be my size or fast from where I'm at, So Raymond actually brought up a wonderful point today that I was pretty, made a lot of sense. He's like, you're kind of breaking trail. You're going to figure this out. You're kind of the trendsetter right now in your weight class in a way, whether this is going to work or not. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point, because I hear what everybody's saying, but the things to watch out for, I'm not exactly having happen to me. And I personally don't feel like I'm over fasting right now, because I personally think I have a lot of stored fuel. And I personally feel like I'm getting very fat adapt, and I eat hard in between the days. So I think I've found something that works, because I remember last winter when it didn't work. So I'm going to keep sticking with it, not just because of the weight. I can let go of the weight. I know the weight is just a matter of time, because I don't have any food addictions anymore. But the lymphatic system and the lymph impacted fat cells and tissues on my legs that I'm watching heal, that's what I keep getting. Like, that's what I'm so pumped up about watching heal. I want that stuff gone, because one, people say it doesn't heal, and I'm watching it heal. I'm watching it go away right now, every 7-day fast. And so that would be a great report of hope if I can say it's completely healed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost 8 inches on my right leg. That's a lot for a waist, much less a calf muscle, or a calf, area. That's a lot. That's a big, that's a big pants drop if it was pants, and it's not. It's, I was wearing the biggest compression socks on those legs that Beltwell had, and I couldn't even fit into those 4 months ago. They were cutting off circulation at 8x. And now my legs are starting to resemble normal legs. So
fantastic. Yeah.
I have a long history of low volume nutrient eating, so I don't think I'll ever do a regular long fast. I don't want to drop my calories. Yeah. Well, nutrients, calories, yeah. I don't I don't put much into calories at all, but nutrients for sure. I had the gastric sleeve years ago, and it is hard for me to eat enough, so I don't want to do many days of low protein or calorie. Absolutely not. I think if you have any kind of bariatric surgery like that at all, I don't think fasting's your jam at all.
No, just graze. We can still carnivore. It just takes us a little bit longer. And the worst thing is when you have to go out. Like when I went to Texas with all these carnivores around me, and they're all hoeing into their great big steaks, and here's me like a little bird. I just want to pick a piece of meat off someone's plate. That's all I can eat. And that's really disheartening, because you can't eat like everybody else and keep up with the other carnivores. But it is what it is.
For sure. Question: I've never done a fast, so wouldn't know which one to do. Having type 2 diabetic, is it okay that I even try a fast? Absolutely. I think a bunch of diabetics fast for sure. However, I would prime first. I wouldn't just jump into a fast. I would really highly, highly, highly recommend joining the Steak and Butter Gang and doing their priming protocol and then going into their fasting protocol. And that way it eases you into both. And there's great people in there that have gone ahead of you. There's hundreds of people in there that are success stories of both priming and fasting that you can talk to. There's daily meetings. There's calls, and it's like $1 a day to be over there. And I get paid nothing to say that. I'm a member there. I'm an admin there, but I don't get paid to be there. I don't get paid to say that. I'm just a big proponent of it. I think it helps a lot of people. So let's see. I did nourish fasting this time for the first time ever. Explain on that. I might catch up to your chat. You might already expanded on that, Sarah, but please expand on that if you didn't. I have my type 2 in remission for the last 2 months. Eat still stuff, then not again until hungry. Fasting from not being hungry happens eventually, for sure. Absolutely. Let's see. Looking through here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, for sure. Nisha calls it n = 1. has to work for you. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to do the chat's kind of going off today, so I'm trying to do a fire round here.
Yeah, we need Michael.
We do. I used to have pitting edema in my knees, and now my ankles and feet are all trim. I know it really does work, especially first of all, just getting rid of the inflammation is huge, right? That's going to help a bunch. And then the healing from actually eating nourishment helps, but then fasting for the lymphatic system and mobilizing the lymphatic fluid and kind of healing up, it's great.
And just not having those heavy legs. You feel like you're carrying concrete blocks on the end of your feet all the time. So that feeling is gone now, which is awesome.
I don't understand a lot of the terms used. Well, ask any terms you want. OMAD is 1 meal a day. 2 meds, 2 meal a day. 3 meds, 3 meal a day. Priming is basically eating on a program to eat a lot for the purpose of healing, like overeat on purpose, like not terribly, but on purpose to actually cause your body to heal and eat more food for your metabolism to raise your metabolism and then open up your hunger, and then you'll start eating more, and to the point that you heal. Because we're all kind of like in Stockholm syndrome here of calories, so we all came from a spot where we generally undereat on purpose. Wow, 40 days fasting, I cannot even imagine.
Me either.
I'm gonna get one in for sure. I want one real bad. It's just that's a goal of mine and kind of a spiritual thing that I want to do. I used to be able to fast very well since I was totally not in touch with my body and I wasn't hungry even before carnivore. For me, that wasn't good for months. I've been reverse dieting. Absolutely. Yeah. See, this is what's funny. People are like, oh, I think I'm doing great because I'm not hungry and I'm really, it's nothing for me to only eat 1 meal a day. Well, I have news for you. That's pretty much for everybody, because that's actually not a good sign. It just means your metabolism's really slow, which is why we gain weight, right? The reality of it is we want a high functioning metabolism. We want a metabolism that will make you sit down in a day and knock down 4 or 5 pounds of meat if you want to. Like, you want a ravaging metabolism, because that metabolism, once you get it primed and once you get it healed and once you get it metabolically flexible and once you're fat adapt, that metabolism is going to go tear into some stored body fat. The one that's, running like a slow clock, that's just sitting there barely puttering along, that one's not going to do it. And that's why we don't have an issue at doing OMADs at first. All of us big people, all of us people that ever calorie restricted for long periods of time, our metabolism slowed down, and it's all of us people with insulin resistance and chronic fatigue and all that stuff. All the people that had a hard time waking up in the morning and didn't pop out of bed. All of us that makes your legs feel heavy when you walk, and all those things that we all were in. That's why we don't have a problem doing OMADs. It's not actually a good sign. It's because our body has slowed our metabolism down to a crawl, because it's like, this person is eating a whole lot of stuff, but it ain't nutrients. It's not food. It's crap. There's no protein. There's no, fatty amino acids in here, or short chain fatty acids, or medium chain fatty acids, or long chain fatty acids, or any amino acids, or anything. No protein, no collagen. It's a bunch more empty calories that we have to deal with. And so it just slows down your metabolism to conserve from burning all that stuff up, and it basically starts running emergency systems only, and it's not a great thing. Thanks. I dropped my iPad last night watching you tonight.
Oh no.
Oh,
Through
no.
cobwebbed broken glass.
That's terrible.
Oh dear.
Oh my Todd, you need to be more. Oh, when I landed on my forehead. I am much more careful now, for sure. Not doing that again. I can barely get to 5 or 6 eggs and a pound or 2 top of chuck sirloin in a day. Right. But if there's many ways to do it, but like, I think they talk about starting off with 3 meals a day and then, basically eating till you're stuffed, right? And then Coach Amy, I think she says something like, make a bunch of food that you want to eat and work on it all day long and eat 5 bites an hour if you have to get it down, like for a while. And you can do some crutches and cheat to open up your appetite, like the dairy. The dairy really helps. It can be, you don't, obviously, if you're having autoimmune issues or you have problems with dairy, inflammation problems or autoimmune issues with dairy, you shouldn't do it. But if you can tolerate dairy, it's a really good way to open up your appetite. Dairy makes you eat more, makes you more hungry. And if you do that long enough, you're going to notice it might take 3 weeks. And it's going to be miserable because you're going to be eating ahead of hunger all the time, and you're never going to be hungry, and you're going to be pretty miserable, and nothing's going to taste good, and you're just taking it like medicine. But if you do that long enough for a little while, for me, I think it took about 10 days. My appetite opened up and things started getting bigger. And then I went from eating like just a little less than a pound of meat a day because I kept dropping my food because I thought that was going to help me. I was doing OMAD. And I was eating 2 pounds in a meal, and then I got down to 1.5 pounds, and then 1.25 pounds, and then I was down to just cooking 1 pound, and then I started not eating at all. And I thought that was going to make the scale move, and all it did was ruin my metabolism for a while. So I was down to under 1 pound of meat, and then I think within 4 weeks, four and a little over weeks, I went from doing that to being ravenously hungry and eating 7 pounds of meat a day, and I was going crazy on the meat. I could not stop eating meat. I wanted every piece of it. And that went on for another like 5.5 months, 5 months, 1 week roughly. And that was because my appetite opened up and that my metabolism picked up. That was when everything started healing up. I mean, it was crazy. So your appetite can open up if you train it for sure. Unless you have gastric something or other surgery, any of the gastric surgeries. Those
it makes it a little harder, but definitely the 5 bites every half hour or an hour, just whatever you can eat, just graze all day.
Yeah. I'm 2 weeks, 2
also,
days.
The colladas are a great way to get some fat in as well, some protein. I'm living on those at the moment.
For sure. I'm 2 days, 2 weeks into carnivore. I'm not eating enough according to what they've said on YouTube. I'm full on what I eat. Today I did eat 2,100 calories, but most of the time around 1,300. Yeah, 1,300 is way under eating. What would Coach Emily say that's infant food or infant calorie numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to work at it and it'll eventually get up, but you got to spend a week or so, eating what you would normally eat and then just make 5 more bites go in and do that every time you eat, and wake up early and add an extra meal in there between meals that you wouldn't normally eat,
You could try the egg colladas that I make. So I normally have 3 eggs. Sometimes I use the egg yolk. Sometimes I use a whole egg. It depends. I don't do it every day with the egg yolks. Just put a tablespoon of tallow, tablespoon of butter, and then top it up with hot water, a little bit of salt if you like. I don't, but some people have put a bit of cinnamon in there or a bit of monk fruit, something for a little bit of sweetener, and then you blitz it all up in a NutriBullet. And I drink mine hot because it's winter right now, but you can have it chilled, which is really nice as well. And that will get some calories or some fat into you, some fat and protein. And that's a good way that's how I'm eating at the moment. I have a lot of colladas. And I just bought myself an ice cream maker. So I'm actually going to try making an ice cream collada out of that. So it's all no dairy in it at all, just the egg yolks, and I'll see how that goes. So I'll try and do a video on that one once I unpack my machine.
For sure. I'll let you read that while I'm looking for more.
Well said, Todd. A healed body can fast easily. Yeah.
Trying to catch up.
Priming is definitely key to, having a nourished fast. If you're nourished before you start the fast, it's a lot easier. If you're white knuckle fasting, that's not right. You don't want to be white knuckling. And if you're not sure, Steak and Butter Gang are fantastic. They're there to answer your questions, and they do have a free forum, so you can just pop your questions in and the community will answer you. So if you don't want to do the actual challenges and pay the money, that you can join and just do the free forum.
Oh,
how you going? You're lost yet?
No, I'm just trying to catch up. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to pull up every comment because we're too far behind that of people talking to each other. And Michael usually does this. And so I'm just rifling through here real quick. Sorry if I missed something. Please
Your
put a
story is the community. We are proud of you. Yeah.
thank you so much. Let's see, what's this one? Todd, you've always been fairly intuitive and thank you so much. I should start reading this. This is starting to look like I'm handpicking things here. I just see my name and I click on it, and you guys are very nice. Thank you so much. Who's this? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, congratulations, Carnivore Hercules. She lost a bunch of weight and inches.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to be able to run again. Are you thinking of doing one of those marathon things, or what are they, like 5Ks or whatever?
Right. That would be awesome. Let's see here. Now we're talking. A 29-ounce porterhouse is nothing to sneeze at. That's doing some work. Get some more of those down. There you go.
Oh, hi, Sherry. Sorry I missed you yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it can be tricky for sure. But here's what I also say, too. If you find yourself never hungry and all of a sudden you're getting fatigued, I'll tell you what fixes palate fatigue and meat aversion is fasting. You know, like I've never come off of even a 48-hour fast and had a piece of meat taste bad, let me tell you. So, yeah, maybe you've done this long enough and maybe you have eaten enough that you need to try fasting, and that'll open up your appetite too. Just change it up a little bit. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I feel that.
I have so much healing with Carnivore. I will never eat any other way. I am now ready for the outside to match my inner. Yeah.
Absolutely. I had to struggle to finish up the last 6 hours. Yeah. Then, depending on what that struggle was, sometimes it's good to just not struggle so much. Just let it go, And I'm preaching to the choir on this too, because I'm not struggling right now, but I am wondering if I'm overdoing it. And then I had a conversation because enough people that have been doing this longer than me have said, be careful with all that fasting you're doing, basically, so they're watching out for me. And, of course I respect them and they have more time doing this than me. So I've been thinking about it, and I really am trying to pay attention to make sure that I'm not just doing something stubborn like I would have done, because I don't want to, I don't like giving up on things because I don't like becoming accustomed to giving up on things. I don't like becoming accustomed to quitting when it's hard, because, things are always going to be hard to a certain level, but I'm getting to the point, I think, where I built enough carnivore muscle or something that maybe I could overdo it. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't, but also, so anyhow, I'm paying close attention. So that's very, very true. So I'm kind of preaching the choir here, but just be diligent at paying attention when you're finishing up a fast. Cause if it gets too hard and you're having bad effects, you don't want to be hurting your thyroid, and you don't want to be hurting your, metabolism and stuff and causing like a shutdown mode. You really don't want to do that, because that takes a while to fix. Let's see here. Fasting is a muscle, and 40 days is not necessary. I just have always wanted to do it. I'm in the same boat, Sarah. Very much so. Crazy most I've ever done is 23. The fast is going well, though I think I'll make it to 40. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. I'm praying for you. I prefer eating to fasting. For sure. I think so every time, unless you're priming. What's funny is when you're priming, you'll think, oh man, I can't wait to fast. And then when you're fasting, I'm like, what was I complaining about priming for?
Oh, we had planned to do a bit of a cook-off today and smoke some steaks, but Todd's delivery didn't arrive in time, or he got delivered the wrong food, so
Yeah,
we put that off. So I'm glad we didn't do it today for you, Sarah.
for sure. And I'm fasting too. So, and this was exactly what I'm talking about. See, I'm fasting. Usually I eat for 7 days and then I fast for 7 days. This time, next weekend, not this coming, well, not the weekend that I'm in right now, but next coming or this next weekend, I'm going to Wyoming for the Wyoming meat rendezvous. So be down there with like Kilts and Bella and Max and Chafee and I don't know who else, quite a few carnivore influencers. And it's like a meat tasting thing. So I didn't want to be fasting, but when I was down there supposed to be eating meat, that'd be they're kind of hosting us, and that would be kind of insulting to not eat their meat because I'm fasting. So with that in mind, I need to break my fast on Wednesday because I'm driving down Thursday night, and it takes me like a week or a day of refeeding to not be sick and have possible bathroom issues. So
Disaster pants.
exactly, I don't need to be on a 5-hour road trip and all of a sudden be coming off of a bad refeed. So I have to eat on Wednesday. So I started my fast this Wednesday, which I normally wouldn't start until Saturday or Sunday. And so because of that, I only really ate for 3 days. I had my eating window was 4 days, but the first day was just a meat stick because, like I said, I got to let my stomach constitute. So I only ate for 3 actual days. And so I was planning on cooking steak tonight well, actually, I was planning on cooking a picanha top sirloin cap roast and smoking it because it's been my favorite new thing to smoke on the smoker lately, and it's very affordable, and I wanted to show you guys that. So I ordered I ordered 4 of them, 2 packs of 2 from Costco this morning on Instacart because I had to do a meeting today and I didn't have time to go into town. And the goofball brought me back sirloin steaks, which I would feed to my dog because there's no fat on them. They're not marbled. They're junk. And so when that got here just before this, I was so bummed out about it. I was like, I'm not breaking my fast to eat something that I'd feed to my dog. So yeah. So Kozak got free steaks, but I didn't get to smoke a picanha for you today.
We'll do that another day. We'll plan something.
But the good news is that means that I can finish my 7-day fast because I got another 3 days of it. So that'll be good.
What is being said by fasting is a muscle? My thoughts is more a hormonal thing.
I think that it is a muscle, actually. I think it's both. I think that it's a healing thing. I think it's a hormonal thing. But when I say muscle, what I mean is that we have metabolic pathways that you have to stress to force the body to make them more efficient. One of those being fat adaptation and reaching stored fat cells. And it's also, the more that you show your body, it's just like this way, well, exactly like muscle building. When you put strain and you stress out a muscle, it goes, oh, I didn't know we were going to lift things that heavy. I better make more muscle so that the next time we lift things that heavy, it doesn't cause harm, right? And so when you start fasting, you fast for 24 hours, your body goes, oh, I didn't know we're in an environment where we can't find food whenever we want because we've been doing that for so long. I better create these metabolic pathways to stored fat and become more fat adapt so that I'm more efficient at turning stored fat and mobilizing more stored fat into energy. And as you do that, it might find that there's some issues mobilizing the fat. And when it does find those issues, like maybe it's a mitochondrial fatigue, maybe it's thyroid, maybe it's, lymphatic system, when it finds the problems, that's the first thing that the fasting autophagy probably goes, I'm guessing because as you do it, you get better and better and it becomes easier and easier. And I'm watching myself become more fat adapt. So I'm guessing as it finds problems in the lymphatic system, the mitochondria and stuff, autophagy happens and it goes in there and fixes those things. But one thing's for certain, that if you put a demand on your body to use stored body fat and stored metabolic fluid rather than taking it dietarily from outside, your body, our bodies are genius. They're the best healers, the best, resource we have to take care of itself. And so answers the call. And so that's what I mean by a muscle, right? The more you do it, the body adapts and gets stronger at being efficient to finding these ways to burn this fuel off that we're all sitting on, you know? What's your 2 cents on that while I look, Lindy?
Oh, well, I'm not a faster, so yeah. I don't know. It does sound weird calling it a fasting muscle, but yeah, I can see how it works. But yeah, I think it definitely is hormonal as well. Yeah.
For sure. Definitely heals the hormones too. Let's see. You can read that while I'm looking through some more.
Okay, fasting is a muscle, means that it's hard, but the more you practice, the better you can do. Your tolerance of fasting increases. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good point too. Yeah, this is when I started. This is how I got sick. Trying my first 40-day fast was this guy. There's nothing wrong with it. I just did it stupid. But yeah, he lost 380, or he fasted for 300. Actually, I thought it was over 400 days, but maybe it was 382 days. Literally over a year so long as you have body fat and get electrolytes. Yeah, and that's all that I screwed up was the electrolyte part. But you know, the reason why all of that was interesting, but the thing that was incredible about it was he lost like I think 200 pounds or something, but he didn't have any loose skin because autophagy ate all the skin and it healed the loose skin. It healed all the damaged skin. So that's the other thing. Not just for the skin, because I honestly don't think I could eat enough skin, or not in this lifetime, but for everything else, right? It was going after damaged and excess proteins and dormant proteins. So that's really good for the lymphatic system. That's really good for rejuvenating new cells and causing stem cell movement within the body, and production of stem cells, and also with growth hormones, which is a really good thing for healing.
It'd be mentally hard though to not eat for 382 days.
I think it would be, but I bet once you get past, like 40 days or even 30 or even 20, I think you could I think it just probably becomes, that's just the way things are for a while, like whatever your metabolism kind of works out and gets to. I think the hardest part would be, I think it would take maybe even 60 days, maybe 90 days. I think you would fight it for a while, getting things adapted and getting metabolically kind of flexible to do all that. But I think once those pathways really opened up and became efficient, I think it would be easy. I really do. I don't think it would be hard. So it's definitely crossed my mind. That's what I was doing the first time I had it in my mind, when all I did was I was drinking too much water. I peed out all my potassium, and that's what crashed me at day 21. But I fully had it in my mind that if I made it to day 40 and was doing fine, I was going to day 80, and I was going to day 120, and I was just going to keep doing it to see how long I could do it. For this very reason, actually. I'll let you read that while I'm looking.
Thank you all for your inspiration. From small woman on Vancouver Island, started Carnivore in 2018. Goodness, we've been doing this a while then. That's pretty good. Vancouver Island, that's in Canada, is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, Vancouver, Canada is a place. I'm assuming Vancouver Island is.
Ireland would be Canada. Yeah. Nice. That's on my bucket list to go there.
Yeah, you'd have to. I mean, to really see the schedules and stuff, you got to join SBG they explain it a lot better. But I mean, honestly, priming is just a program to help people stay on track to eat to nourishment for an extended period of time, with a plan of healing using food and the amount of food to fast track healing before you fast, to actually get nourished and to make sure you don't have any, deficits, before you go on to fasting and trying to lose. That's really what it is. OMAD is safe and easy, 18 hours fast every day for 5 days a week. Skip breakfast and lunch while you're busy with the day, and eat with a 6-hour eating window. Yeah, see, that 6-hour eating window is good. I wasn't doing that. I was doing a 23-1. I was only eating one meal. And that's where I got in trouble. If you do something like I got to stop saying that. If you do attempt something such as that, a 6-hour eating window is better, and you better use it all up. Like, you should eat probably 2 or 3 times in that eating window. I was not. And so when I was just eating one meal and it kept getting smaller and smaller, and I was so under eating that my metabolism crashed. But in big windows like that, it's not hard at all. Well, I mean, it's never hard, but it's not as it's not as destructive to your metabolism over a sustained period of time. Well, go ahead and read that, and I'll keep looking.
Today's NSV was noticing that my fingernails are longer and stronger. The bad thing about that is I have had a lot of clunkers while playing piano since I'm not used to them. Yeah, no, mine are going really well, and I can't type. I struggle to type, but it's good that they're stronger and longer for sure.
For sure. Yeah, man, it's smoked picanha is my new favorite thing right now, because I love, first of all, I don't think there's a better tasting piece of meat than smoked prime rib roast. I love that. Prime rib roast smoked is still the best thing I've ever put in my mouth as far as meat goes. But it's kind of expensive, right? It's between, like, I don't know, if it's on sale around here, it's like $14 a pound, but it's usually like $21 to $23 a pound. And I eat a lot, so that's expensive. Where this picanha is, I actually like it far better than even New York steak, and I love the taste of it. It smokes really well, and it's like $8 a pound. So I mean, I can go ham on a budget on picanha, and it's tasty. So I'm loving it right now.
Now, I can't wait till you come here, because I'm going to take you to our butcher and we're going to walk around and you can tell me because I've never seen anything with picanha written on it. So I wouldn't have a clue what cut that is for us.
Right.
So I'd love to be able to go around with you and you can tell me what all these cuts are, so we're on the same page.
Happy to, for sure. Soon.
Yeah.
Let's see. But I'm enjoying them for now. I'll let you read that while I move on here.
So I'm enjoying them for now. I think the long nails. I've had to resort to cording with my guitar also. I will cut them. I like playing jazz too much and I need the fingering. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hadn't watched y'all in a while. You are looking amazing. Like, wow. I think he's talking to you, Lindy.
Oh, you for sure. You're looking amazing. Well, you're fasting and stuff. I've plateaued. But thank you, Mandel.
Well, we only switch off plateaus because of the winter. You're in your winter.
I'm in winter. Yeah. And that's what I keep saying to myself, the composition's still happening, because I'm still fitting into my clothes, and it's just, I'm not gaining, so I'm maintaining. But composition wise, I am shrinking. But yeah, it's just that mind game with that stupid scale. Yeah, I need to divorce it.
For sure. Yeah, that thing gets us in trouble. Right now, I'm actually more in love with my measuring tape and only on my lymphatic tissue right now, because I'm loving, that's the biggest victory. That's the thing that I watch that moves the slowest. And I'm like, are you going to go away or what? What do I got to do to you? And so that's finally going, which is huge. But yeah, thank you very much. It's, it's really just the fact that Carnivore makes it so easy to be consistent, because it really does give you that off switch Lindy talks about. And if you can be consistent and not eat the garbage and nourish your body consistently, it's just a matter of time before everything picks up. And what we all got to remember is the time's going to click by. We don't get to stop time. We don't get to pause it and stay where we're at so we can eat crap for a little bit longer. Like, you're either plunging into the abyss a little bit deeper, or you're climbing out. And if it's sustainable and you can just, even a tiny slow climb, man, this 20 months has flown by. And
yeah, well, I'm coming up to 3 years. I have never been able to keep a diet for more than 2 days,
Exactly.
And I mean, this is not a diet, this is a lifestyle for me. And occasionally I have gone off plan just for like one meal or something, but it's just, I know how to get back on track, and this is sustainable. This way of living is sustainable. I absolutely love it. So
for sure, 100%. Very interesting stuff indeed, fellow human. That's funny. Uh,
I will have to be on the outlook for Todd's picanha recipe. One time I tried it. It was tough. It didn't taste that well. I need to get my grilling genes in order.
yeah, so low and slow, dry brine, and then there is a part of the picanha that has a big, I don't know, it's a big piece of white tendon that goes through it that's tough. There, you'll see them. There's 2 spots on each one of them, but that's fine. You just cut around it, and then you always you cut the steaks with the grain, but then you cut your finishing piece that you're going to put in your mouth against the grain. So if you cut the steak the wrong direction, so that you're cutting against the grain when you cut the steak, and then you're cutting with the grain when you're eating the steak, it's going to be terrible. You never want to do that. And that's a common mistake that a lot of people make when cutting picanhas. Always cut the steaks out of the roast with the grain, and then your finishing cut that you're going to put in your mouth cut against the grain, and then you'll break up those little fibers. That was some low and slow cooking, watching out where the tendon is so that you don't cut that into a steak, cut around that, and then, which I still eat it. I'm getting to the point where I like the white tissue, even if it's chewy, because I know that it's good collagen. I know it's stuff we need. It's going to create myelin on nerves and all sorts of good things. But just know that that's there. But then you got to let it rest, right? And if you do all those things, which is not hard, I mean, it's second nature to me now. I do all those things on autopilot. It makes, and Lenny can attest, it makes things 500%
It
better.
does. Yeah. Once you've been spoiled after eating Todd's meats, you just no more frozen steak in the air fryer anymore.
No, you're like, I don't want to eat a air dried boot. It's like I'm not
and I'm
having.
loving smoker. We are saving so much money smoking meat because I just do it on the weekend. I do a great big roast, and that'll feed my husband and I for the whole week. We just shave the meat off. I do pop some in the air fryer just to heat it up and eat that with some tallow, or just have it cold. It's so beautiful cold. And then my daughter comes to visit and is like, have you got any steak, roasted in the fridge? She's loving it. And I did try some of the hamburgers that you made as well, and they were phenomenal. I still have, I think, about 4 or 5 of those left in the fridge. And I just go and grab one cold, and that's my meal. It's beautiful.
I like those ones cold too, don't you? Man,
Yeah, I prefer them cold because all the fat gets really cold.
It does.
And you bite into it, and it's just like so delicious and tender.
I know. I do love that too. Yeah, I mean cold bacon burger patties, especially with pickled jalapenos if I put them in there, And anybody that's new, don't worry. That's like we've been through this a million times. Thing. Yeah, I have a couple of things that I'm stuck on, but pickled food, when you pickle vegetables, which Asians knew this for forever. That's why they would ferment it, vegetables, and pickle them. It gets rid of the oxalates. And so I still occasionally have pickled jalapenos. It's one of the few things I'll let myself have. But pickled jalapenos, I don't have any reaction to them. Those go fantastic on bacon burger patties smoked. Oh my gosh, it's like candy.
Oh, well, you know how lazy I am. I actually bought a kilo of mixed beef and pork, and it was all minced. So it was 50-50 because I couldn't be stuffed cutting up bacon. So I probably would taste better doing the bacon. I will try it one day, but I was just in a hurry, and I thought it just took me 10 minutes to make the patties, throw them in the smoker, and I left them for 2 hours. And geez, that was so good. Straight out of the smoker.
Yeah, I love them. The only thing that drives me crazy about them is when I have a cold burger patty, I want a cold piece of sharp cheddar cheese so bad with it, and I can't have it because there's something about cold, greasy burger patties and cold, sharp cheddar cheese that go well together.
Okay. Never thought of it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it
either. No, I can't do it. I can't awaken the dairy demon. Yeah. He only went to the bathroom like every 40 days. That was crazy. That was the guy fasting.
Wow.
What do you do for potassium? We eat animal products, and we don't overdrink water, and that's all you need. At first you can add potassium because we'll just kind of make a round trip back to things we've said before, but I think everybody's malnourished on everything when you first find this way of eating, likely if you came from a standard American diet or whatever, you're probably malnourished. And so I think go ahead and take all the supplements and eat the prime, take supplements, anything you need, anything that makes it easier, take it. But you're going to get to a point where your body catches up on the deficit that you're in, and then you don't need it anymore. And your body will self-regulate. And once because a lot of things aren't just that you're low on something, it's that you have a electrolyte imbalance, right? So you're maybe have too much of something in your body, like sodium. Sometimes, one of the bigger problems where people were carrying sodium, it was because they're actually low on potassium. So their body was holding on to sodium because you pee out potassium when you pee out sodium. So it's like, well, we can't get rid of these electrolytes. We got to hold on to it because he's low on potassium and that'll kill him. So we're going to hold on to all the salt too. A lot of it is that your electrolytes are imbalanced. But the greatest thing to balance your electrolytes is your body. Just let your body do it once your hormones are healed. Once you get into a healthy, nourished state, your body will maintain it. So I am living proof. I don't even salt my meat anymore, which is how crazy that is, because I used to salt everything super heavy. I don't even salt meat anymore. I put meat on the smoker. The only flavor that I add to my meat right now is the smoke. If I do add flavor to certain things, it's with other meat like bacon, because I like how bacon flavors beef when I like, those things. And on a special day, I'll have some sour cream and horseradish cream sauce on some beef, or I'll have some mustard on some beef or some apple cider vinegar. But even lately, I've just been pretty much flavoring my meat with smoke and bacon, and
Yeah.
tastes delicious every time.
Yeah, I found that I'm not using as much salt as well with the smoker. So I just smoke the meat and that's flavor enough. But yeah, I don't think I'm having as much salt anyway. Yeah, it's more like it is a bit of a cheat meal. If I have salt on it feels like I'm being naughty when I'm not
Right?
really. But it is a treat just to have some smoked salt or that extra flavor.
Exactly. 100%.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. Okay, thanks, Todd. 8 from 11 to 5 every day, eating in a 6-hour window. That's awesome. Very good. Let's see here. See, you can read that while I'm looking.
I have a hard time maintaining a consistent low temperature when grilling. It seems like the minute I step away from the grill, it flares up and blasts the meat. Yeah, Todd's a cooking man. I'm very air fryer, and that was it for me. And
I know. I was
yeah,
telling her, she was fighting me on it. She was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's just meat and heat. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, you're gonna see the promised land when you come here. When you
yeah.
try some real meat, you're gonna know what we're talking about.
We're gonna definitely have to try and learn how to cook meat properly. Like I'm so nervous about you and Bella coming over because you're gonna have to eat my cooking. And like I am so plain Jane, and yeah,
That's all
I'm
right.
sorry if there's any Janes out there,
But
but yeah,
but
I just can't cook meat.
but
Yeah.
you can, and I'll help you. But it's like it doesn't get any plain. The meat that I fed Bella and Max here the whole time they were here for the 4th of July. I mean, every time it was unsalted prime rib roast in a smoker. That was it, and it was beautiful every time. They loved it.
Yeah, but I just put it on the smoke setting. You use temperatures.
For
I
sure.
just like smoke and stick my prong in, and then when it gets to 57, I take it out, and that's easy for me. So
I'll show you how to do it though. It's easy. Lindy had dropped an amazing amount the first time I saw her. You dude are down like a quarter of yourself. Yeah, I actually have come down quite a bit since I saw you last. Just the way you move in the chairs, inspiring. Oh, thank you so much. Well, here I got to show you something. If you haven't seen some of these, and this is why. I mean, this is why it's just a true testimony to carnivore and this way of eating. Because sorry, I got to pull up a picture here because it's just giving me so much energy back. It's not even funny. Let me share a screen. Present, share
and Todd
screen.
set up his garage. He's now got a full-on gym going on in his garage. He's
Yeah.
working out like a trooper now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
show you. I was able,
Yeah.
yeah, I was able to put this in the garage, and I don't show this much because I don't want to give, well, the people that, well, we're trying to reach everybody for sure, but I know that there's people out there, like us that were in our situation. And if I would have seen me now 20 months ago when I was me trying to figure out how to get out of that chair, and if I would have seen me in a video in that garage doing squats and deadlift and stuff, I would have just flipped by it. I would have said, no way, I can't even stand up for 90 seconds and breathe
Yeah.
that oxygen right now. But there is a testimony here, and the testimony is in just 20 months, I'm not working out to lose weight and get healthy. I got healthy and I have so much energy and strength back now that I get to work out. And it's helping compound the healthy, right? And so I know that it sounds like semantics and it sounds like I'm making excuses for the old me or something, but I'm not. It really should be good news for people that you don't have to do it now. You can do it just with carnivore. All you got to do is eat. You just got to eat carnivore.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. And you can get here because it's only been 20 months and I am a different human being, right? I have a future. I have options. I have strength back that I never thought was coming back. So,
Yeah. It is a process, so you need to trust the process. And like at the start, I was luckily to be coached by Emily and Raymond, and I was like, "When do I jump on the treadmill? How long do I need to be on the treadmill? How much, protein do I need? Tell me in weight." I needed all the figures, all the stats, so I could do this 100% perfect. And they're just like, "Lindy, relax, just eat. Yeah, don't worry about the exercise. That'll come later." And I'm like, "No, but I have to be calorie deficient, and I didn't know how to work it all out, and I was complicating things all the time." So just got to let it go, just trust the process, eat the meat, don't worry about exercise until your body wants to do it. Your body will just say one day, "I think I need to hop on the vibration plate. I think I need a rebounder now. I need to maximize it and stand up." You just go with the flow, trust the process.
for sure. Yeah, you said your potassium crashed. How did you fix that? Yes, I did. So I was taking what's called snake juice, but then I quickly learned that you don't have to take snake juice. If anybody that needs potassium, the cheapest and easiest way to get potassium is to get sodium-free salt at the grocery store. Like, no joke. Salt-free salt or salt substitute that's fake salt, it's potassium. It's crazy. It's almost free. It's so cheap. Where if you buy that same crap in the health food store in a tablet form, they will charge you, no joke, like 3,000% more. Like, it'll be 30 times the price to buy it in a capsule form. So how I got it back was I learned about the salt substitute is because the reason that fake salt tastes like salt is because it's potassium. And so you can take, I think it's potassium chloride or whatever. I don't really remember, but whatever potassium that is, I just started using a 50-50, Morton's 50-50. So it was half, which is not great salt. I know it's got the aluminum crap in it and stuff. But back then I was just learning and I was using Morton's 50-50, which was half sodium, half potassium, which was already pretty well balanced. And then I just salted the heck out of all my meat with it and my potassium came back. But that was not before they had to give me red blood cell injections because I tanked my red blood cell count. But that is neither here nor there.
When you do something, you do it properly, don't you, Todd?
For sure. There's no going halfway for sure. Todd, you look different than some of those shorts that are coming out lately. You both look amazing. Thank you so much. That's because those shorts I have a guy that helps me make those, and he's taken them off of videos that I made like a year ago. And so I'm actually loving it, quite honestly, because I'm getting just beat up in the comments because everybody's like, why am I going to take advice from a fat guy on diet? Which, fair enough. It is funny, but I'm loving the immediate ability to say, yeah, but I'm 100 pounds lighter than I was in that video, even right now. Like, it is working. When I made that video, I'd lost 200 pounds and I've lost another 106 pounds. And every day, it's been another year. So it's been kind of fun to watch people lose their mind on those shorts, especially on Instagram. And then they say, well, you're not going to live long enough to whatever. And you're not going to keep this up and it's not sustainable. Well, in reality, from the time that I made the video that the short's made out of, it's been like another 8 months or a year, and I'm already down another 100 pounds. So it's kind of fun to be able to shove that in their face a little bit.
And if they followed through and actually came to your channel and saw you now, they'd be eating their words. They're like,
Right.
okay, this guy's on something because he's doing pretty well. So there must be some truth into what he's saying.
Right. I know. I always answer them back when they make all these proclamations of my soon coming destruction and doom. I always tell them, well, if only I had have recorded all this on a YouTube channel and Instagram channel and made it public information so that everybody could see it and hold me accountable. If only I would have thought to have done that, you could come look for yourself and bust me on my big ruse that I'm, spinning here. It's so funny, these people. It's like, just go take a look. I'm right here in front of you. I'll have anybody that wants to argue with me about how I lost this weight or how I come to do this, or I mean, I hear it all. You're not fasting for 7 days. You're not really only eating meat. Surely you can't be that big and not eat carbs. You're cheating. You're just saying this, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, come on. I'll debate you all day long. I'll debate you on the calorie hypothesis, stupid calorie deficit. I'll debate you on priming. I'll debate you on, carnivore diet, period. You can come here. And if you want to come stay with me, well, you can be my shadow and watch just what I eat and what I don't eat, because I am not scared one bit at all, because I'm not doing this for any other reason but to show everybody what, I'm the first one to tell everybody that I had no willpower before. I was terrible. I was an addict. I was terrible. It was, it was ridiculous. And the only reason why I'm on here is because I'm legitimately free from all that. I wouldn't be on here if I couldn't do it, because that would be just like the first 38 years of my life. And so, it's fun to just watch this all happen and watch them lose their mind. And it's like, you guys have an open invitation. They're the ones that are just, running their mouth in a comment section. Put your shit on the record, put your opinion on the record, and come debate me then. Let's talk. These people that are sitting here going, I had this interview with Bella when we were in Texas, and I basically just said that the standard American diet is making weak men. And I believe that. And I'm talking about myself too, because it dropped my testosterone in the ground and it made me sick and it made me lose my strength. That's the definition of weak men, right? And I'm saying that that's advantageous for the powers that be to keep men and everybody weak and subservient and under their thumb and under control. And that was all my point was, is that we have to stop giving away our strength to these powers that want to control us. And everybody lost their mind, said, you are not a strong man. And I'm sitting here thinking, I fast every other week and don't eat. I haven't had a carb or fell off the wagon in 20 months. I haven't drank anything but water in 20 months. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and lift weights now. I'm doing absolutely everything I can. Granted, I'm coming from a rough spot, but I highly doubt that you're putting in as much effort in this comment section right now, running your mouth, that I do every week now. And it's not out of willpower. It's out of ability of healing through carnivore. And that's the big message here. I'm not doing this because I'm stronger than somebody else, that I'm built better than somebody else, that I have more, whatever mental fortitude than somebody else. I'm doing this because carnivore pays you back and it gives you the ability to heal. And it gives you the ability to do these things. And if I can do it, who got up to over 700 pounds and sucked at life for 38 years, anybody can do it. And that's the whole message we're here to say. And still, the pinheads will line up to tell me, you're just in a calorie deficit. Like I never tried a diet in 26 years of being over 600 pounds. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. That's going to go on a short for sure. Marcus will see that and be like, short.
He'll be rubbing his hands. Yeah.
Let's see. I got to find something. Sorry, I was rambling. Here we go. I'll let you read.
No idea we're up to. Yes.
I know.
I started working out about 8 months ago because my body says I have to do it. So much energy. Love it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that. I mean, it's just huge. You didn't have to do it to lose weight. You didn't have to do it to feel better. But this is, this is what I always say. It's like we're in opposite universe here. It's like we're in one of those Marvel comics where we're in the wrong parallel universe. Everything is backwards. The catalyst and, the catalyst and the symptoms, or the catalyst, the effects, they're all backwards. People are like, oh, you gotta, work out to lose the weight. And it's like, no, you got to lose the weight to work out. And then you got to undereat to lose the weight. No, you got to eat healthy and be nourished to lose the weight. And then you get healed, and then you want to move more. We didn't stop moving and then got fat. We got sick and metabolically sick, and then we stopped moving because we were sick. We didn't I don't have to be told to move now because I am healthy, and you can't keep me all, sitting in a chair all the time like I was before. I want to move. I would go crazy. Like, anybody that feels good and is metabolically healthy is not going to sit there and turn into a plant. But when you're sick, it's the exact opposite. You can't, it just is so overwhelming to even think about moving. And so this answer of, well, starve, don't get any nourishment, and move more while you're suicidally depressed and whatever. Hey, there he is.
Hey, Michael.
Sorry.
We missed you. It's my fault. I'm so sorry, Michael.
It's all right. I didn't know what happened.
Glad you made it.
For sure.
I can't do tomorrow, so we kind of rescheduled. Sorry.
It's all right. I just saw my phone and I had to run around.
No worries.
I was laying in bed watching TV and I fell asleep for a bit and woke up and saw my phone and then came up on YouTube and saw you guys were live.
Yeah,
for sure. I know. I was like, oh crap, because it's just, I tried called you earlier today because I was going to make sure, because we just made this decision late yesterday and posted it because
I saw it yesterday, but I didn't look at the date, so I thought it was our regular time for Sunday.
I know. And I was like, and then this morning when I woke up, I was like, oh, I got to do this live. I had to do a men's meeting with SBG. But then I was like, oh, I got to call Michael when this is over and make sure he knows it's today. And then I couldn't get a hold of you. I'm like, so we already told everybody that this is totally our fault.
You guys just wanted to sneak a show in without me. I get it.
Yeah.
No, we missed you, Michael.
Paybacks are a real bitch, Michael. For I know.
I got ammo, baby. Don't start with me, man. I might have something ready to go right now.
Okay, well, will you torture me and pay me back? You do that because I gotta look through these. Yeah, without you, I'm so behind in the chat, Michael. This is not even fair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
that's why I'm here.
I know.
Yeah, all these people saying that, you need to not eat the calories and exercise and all that. I mean,
son of a bitch.
Oh, that's so cute.
You are so mean. So mean.
Payback, baby. I told you, I got ammo. I got tons of ammo here.
You do have ammo. I can't believe you actually turned me into a cherub. You're such a shit. I should have never gave you that picture.
Cute. Hey, at least I gave you sticks.
That is true. At least you gave me something to smile about. Yeah. You could have put a bigger hat on to get rid of the curls, though.
No, I like the curls. You got to have the curls.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to put this up there.
Going on to 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm new here.
Har.
Go ahead. Go back to wherever one you were at. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Going on to 4 years, Carnivore log story. Finally see light at the edge of the tunnel. Congratulations, Tim. Yeah, the light just gets brighter. Today I ran up the steps just because it was fun. 80 pounds ago, that would have been impossible. That wouldn't be possible. Excellent. Yeah, steps are still my nemesis. Yeah, for sure. Because of my hip pain, but I'm getting better for sure. But that is awesome. A huge NSV there.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel this comment here, feeling so much slimmer and lighter, at 230. Like, I've been down to, in my adult life, into the mid 3s. And right now I'm just at the, right at the 400 mark. And I feel so much lighter than I did when I was in like mid 3s because the composition changes in the
stronger now.
Yeah, so much stronger. Like it's just it's stupid the things that you're happy with, but just when I come in the house here and I go up these 4 stairs, I float up them, right? I don't even feel like
Yeah.
they're there. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Where
I knew you
before,
were full of hot air.
very full pot air. But I mean, I just kind of float up the stairs and I'm like,
Compared to what you used to do. Right.
yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
it was
Yeah.
something that I used to have to contemplate before, like I had to be
And dreaded.
Yeah. And it's like, oh God. And I mean, I'd be going, I got to get up these stairs and then get to my chair and put my oxygen on or I'm going to pass out. I mean, I had a short period of time and I had to figure out where I was going to sit and take a break, and now it's just like, it feels good. I just sit here and go, if I ever get into the 2s, what would that feel like? I feel like I just float off the ground,
But that's when you also sort of say to yourself, how can I avoid the situation? I don't want to go up the stairs, so I'm just not going to go. And you stay home and then you isolate yourself. So that's just another
for sure.
Another nail in the coffin for us.
It is, and that's what's awesome about it is you just, you don't have those things anymore where you're just like, I'm going to go do that. And you don't have to go. Before it'd be like, okay, I got to plan on how I'm going to do this and I have to get mentally ready to do this thing. And now it's just like, oh, I need that. And before before the thought is finished coming into your head, you're grabbing it, you're up, you're grabbing it, you're lifting it, you're carrying it. And you no longer have to sit here and go, how am I going to support my weight and breathe at the same time and pick up this thing,
So I'm at the stage now where I have to retrain my family because we'll go out and then my husband's like, I'll drop you off at the door and then I'm going to park the car. I'm like, no, it's okay. Park the car and I'll walk back with you. And he's like, oh, okay. So we're like an old married couple, hand in hand, and we walk off and do what we have to do together. It's no longer, you don't need to drop me off at the door anymore. I want to walk with you, get a few more steps in because it's all about the steps. I want to get steps in because I can now. So yeah, I have to retrain the whole family. Kids do it as well. So
for sure.
Yeah. September last year, I was using a rolling walker to get around. I can walk without aid. Congratulations, Tim. That's
awesome,
huge.
Tim. Yep.
That's amazing.
So good.
That is amazing.
One of the first things I learned is that Carnivore makes men more masculine and women more feminine.
Facts. That is 100% fact. And calmer, right? It gives it makes us, I don't know. I know for certain that we're not as compulsive. Like when your hormones are healed and your body's healthy, you don't have the compulsive issues. At least I don't for sure. You not so short-tempered. You have more patience, right? You have more just the carnivore calm. It's so real. And then, but also there's just no anxiety, no fear, right? You take things, you can let things roll off your back, but you're also, just much more strong and confident in what you're doing. It's just, it's a fact. And the fact that there's people out there that will fight that when, there's been warning after warning that in another 30 years, men's testosterone is going to be so low that they're worried about them even being able to father children. And we're only 30 years away from these estimates and the numbers are getting ridiculous. And people are still fighting that it's just a willpower thing. It's like, if it was a willpower thing, 74% of the planet would not be suffering from it. If it was a willpower thing and not an environment thing or an attack on us, that you could not affect the behavior and the outcome of 74% of the population's health. Like you could not cause and force that kind of change across such a large populace without screwing up the environment. And that's what they don't understand. And they don't even realize that because of that, the calorie restrictive thermodynamic hypothesis and the willpower argument is all propaganda to keep these systems in play. They want us to not look at them and not look what they're doing to us with the drugs and the food that they're shoving in all the supermarkets while they hide the good stuff and they demonize the things that make us healthy, like animal fats and the actual nutrition. They tell us not to eat those. They fearmonger those. They put up propaganda all over the news and social media to say that those things are bad. And what is good is, grains and sugar and processed food and drugs, prescription drugs. They keep saying that over and over and over again. And they go, the reason why is because you're just too weak and you don't have willpower and you overeat. but that's your problem. But don't worry, we're going to come in and we're going to save you with drugs. We're going to give you a magic pill. You'll be fine. Just keep paying for it and get a little bit sicker and more malleable every day, and we'll take care of you. If anybody does not see the immense amount of power in that system for the people that hold the fucking strings, you know, it's incredible, you know, it's absolutely incredible. How's the swelling in the legs, Michael?
It was doing great when I was fasting, and I ended my fast on Thursday morning. I just couldn't take it no more. I was so hungry. So I went to 12 days, and I dropped like 35, 36 pounds. Though I woke up this morning and my leg is swollen. So I don't know. So I'm gonna go a few days, eating again, and then I'm gonna go back on a fast.
That's awesome. Do a nice good reprime. For sure.
Last September, I had to wear sunglasses night and day due to light sensitivity from TBI. Today, I can wear regular glasses during the day. Jeez, yeah. Killing it there. Excellent.
Tim with all the changes in his life. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's doing so good, man. He's doing so amazing. I saw him today, and he's looking a lot thinner too in the men's chat.
Good job, Tim. That's going to end up on a Hallmark card. Oh.
Oh, that stupid picture. God, I hope not.
Oh.
Don't be sending it into Hallmark.
Keep giving me ideas.
Stop feeding Michael.
I just saw the
look at
light
Todd.
bulb go off in his head.
Such a cute baby, Todd.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, Michael wants, or Tim wants you to post one with me in the gym outfit.
Oh, your
The Sean
tights?
Baker one.
I guess so.
Where is your little bubble head? Is he nearby?
That's awesome, Tim.
You need a shelf behind you, Michael, with that little bubble head.
It's on my list.
You both look great, so healthy. Thanks so much. For sure. And you know, that's just
Well, you got the shirt going now.
You got the shirt today, man.
Oh, I do. This is terrible. This
See
is
the
terrible.
black hat. Where's the black hat?
Oh man, this was bad timing to wear the tank top. That's funny. But yeah, it's like this is what's crazy at this point when I'm, you know, not to give the comments and the trolls much attention, but it is funny when I watch them and I read these comments and they're telling me how I have an impending aneurysm, colon cancer, heart attack, whatever coming. And I'm like, anybody can look at even those shorts that are coming out of me 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, and look at me now and know that I'm exponentially healthier, that person was coming from the grave. And this person looks like I got a chance, you know, like I got a chance of waking up every day for a while. So I don't know. I don't know where people get that idea, but it's absolutely lunacy to me. Like how, I don't know. They need some meat. They need some meat.
Yeah.
If they really think that, you know.
That's my solution for everything. Just go and eat a steak. You'll be fine.
For sure.
Life's so much better. I love these types of stories, Tim. I would imagine it must feel great getting out of the chair. Yeah, he's doing great.
For sure.
A number of carnivores are taking on Manitou steps in Co next fall, if anyone is interested. Oh, is that somewhere where they've got like steps that you climb up or something, like a touristy place?
Yeah.
Manitou steps.
I think Ashley mentioned that to me. Maybe he said it was a lot, but yeah, in Colorado, that might be fun. Let me see where I'm at. Somebody said this. I think it was Ashley, and I said I always feel like Kung Fu Panda when he came up to the Chinese stairs, and he goes, "My old enemy, stairs." Like stairs and gravity are not my friend. I'd rather lift heavy things than lift my heavy
stairs. Do they have a handrail?
Sure.
I might be able to do it with a handrail, but yeah, 2,000. Whoa. Scary.
I'll have to see if I can get into that kind of shape. That's some shape for sure.
They've been lying to us about everything. They are helping us kill ourselves without having the finger pointed at them. And
sure.
it's a slow death as well.
It is. And that's, if we understand that sugar, seed oils, and processed food is 8 times more addictive than heroin and every bit as deadly. The only difference is it kills you over a number of years, which is, think about how convenient that is, that they kill you slowly. And the less, they have us believe that the only way to try to fix it is to take their drugs that we have to pay them a bunch of money for. And then those drugs just happen to cause other problems that require more drugs.
More drugs. That's endless cycle that they want us stuck in that.
Yeah, when you think about that, they're just turning us into lifelong mortgages, right? We are mortgaging our life and paying it to them. If you guys ever get a chance to see it, I'm not a huge fan of this guy, but I did like this movie. It's called In Time with Justin Timberlake, and it's a futuristic movie that I really liked. And it's basically that you're born with time on your arm, and the clock starts. I think you get a year or 2 on your arm. The clock starts when you turn 18. And then you only have 2 years or something on your arm. I don't forget how many years. Maybe it was 8 years or something. But your clock starts running down on your arm after you turn 18. Your clock starts. And if you don't do anything to put more time on it, you'll die when you're 20, right? You get 2 years or something, and then you die. But otherwise, you have to go to work. And when you work, you get paid in time. When you get a coffee, you spend some time, a minute or something off your clock for a cup of coffee, a few hours, for food, a few days or weeks for a house payment, You do this stuff and it comes off. So your currency is time, how long you get to be here. And so all of a sudden, the rich and the elite have 10,000 years on their clock, 1 million years, like they're going to be forever, right? So the wealthy live forever, but the low class, the poverty class, has to work all these menial jobs and do everything, or else their time runs out and they expire, which is crazy. And that's really what they've done to us with this system of thinking, is that if we have to eat their food, because if we don't, we're going to get sick. We can't be eating those cows and, those chicken eggs and things. You're going to get sick. Oh, well, you ate our food. We ate too much of it. You see, you didn't have willpower and you ate too much of it and you got slothful and you're not moving enough. Well, I know you feel like crap and that's why you're not moving, but that's because you're eating too much of the food and that's your fault, And they keep saying that over and over again, but they're like, that's okay. You're such a slothful, broken person. Here's some drugs. You just have to pay us $200 a month for them or whatever. And you got to take them for the rest of your life because you're broken and it's your fault. That's what this crap keeps saying over and over and over again. That's what the calorie deficit, thermodynamic hypothesis is. And they say that you can't change. But the reality of it is the food and the lack of animal fats make us so sick and we're so addicted that we have to have just those things that they're trying to get rid of and demonize in every possible way to heal our hormones, heal our mind. Once our body's healed, we don't need the dopamine fixes from all the junk. We just need the proper nutrients, and then we can thrive without them. So we've gotten to a point, in my opinion, that there are some real doctors out there, but most of them are drug dealers, and they come from an indoctrinated system of control and power. Because how manipulatable and how controllable are we when we're always sick and we believe they're the only answer, and we believe them without question, give them our health. We delegate our health and our life and quality of life to these people that are completely misusing it and completely abusing it for power, And you can look around to the people that fight us on just the simplest thing. The drug companies can say, you need Ozempic and you need to go ahead and have gastroparesis and create more fat cells, and it costs $300, $400, $500 a month, and you're probably gonna die early, but that's what you need. And then if we just say, actually you need red meat and fat, they go, oh, you're a heretic. This is terrible. What you guys are saying is dangerous. You're gonna hurt people. They don't give a crap about hurting people. That's why they're just paralyzing people's gut microbiome with this crap,
They've been lying to us about everything. I think, yeah, that's what we just put up.
Sorry, wrong one.
The people who tell us it's willpower are the same ones who make insatiable products. It's not food.
No, it's not. It's drugs, and it's absolutely a commodity, and it's absolutely the benefit of addiction, income for these people, profit for these people, and sorry, I just read some and for control. I mean, they're using it in every possible way. They are a genius on how they're making this work, but everybody's waking up. Everybody's too sick.
That picture that you posted, Lindy, did you want me to put that up there?
Oh, no, I was just showing you. I can't buy eggs at the moment. Everything's out of stock. Yeah. We buy our eggs from a farm, and everything is out of stock. I normally get them once a fortnight. I go buy 20 cartons, and it lasts my hubby and I. And I went to the supermarket yesterday. They had 3 cartons and empty shelves. I just can't buy eggs anywhere at the moment.
That's so crazy. It's so crazy what they're doing. And do you think, why is it that we never run out of Pop-Tarts?
Or liquor.
Yeah, or liquor.
Or cigarettes or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, soda.
Plenty of that.
Yeah. And I never saw a popsicle shortage.
No. Yeah. When I went to Costco, there was hardly any meat that I wanted. It was struggling at the moment.
Let's see. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And it's not a coincidence that they're trying to outlaw red meat and eggs. That's literally become, and not because I put those two together, although I should have, but it's literally become all that I eat is red meat and eggs. That's it. And that's the exact thing that they're going after the most. And do you think that that's by accident?
It's because of the cow farts.
Oh, of course. Did you see that? I posted it on Facebook and Instagram, I think. I think it was University of Indiana or something. Just did a study, and they found out that cows are actually carbon negative, that they actually produce more oxygen than carbon. So it's even bullshit. It's even
by them walking around in the fields, it messes up the dirt, and it's good for the ground.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, and that's why they came up with this bird flu thing. And we need to track those cows, and we need to give them all the mRNA vaccines.
And now we got the monkey one coming.
Yeah, the monkeypox coming to a city near you for nonsense. Did we read this one from John?
I calculate that I only had a month. I had a month at almost myself before Carnivore due to severe depression. I was at the planning stage, all gone now. Oh,
it's amazing what it does for you.
For sure,
all of us.
100% no, and I've been there 100%. And that's why I get so worked up about this stuff when people are standing in line to argue about it, because I know what it's like to, 3 times in my life, I almost, had a freaking 9mm sandwich. And it's like, it only took 3 weeks for that to go away. And I thought it was me being broken, and it was the food. It was the hormones. The whole time it was the hormones. So yeah, for sure.
Well, I think I've mentioned it before. I didn't believe in Carnivore. I started it mainly to speed up the process. I wanted a heart attack or colon cancer because I didn't want to be a burden on my family or live my life anymore. So I thought, bring it on. If I can, bring this along faster. And instead, goddamn it, I got my life back. I mean, Carnivore worked. Who would have thought? So it still shocks me today that I'm still here.
100%, and so happy,
The ranchers we buy our beef from sold their farm and bought one twice as big. Yesterday they delivered a smoker and a beautiful grill to us for free. Oh,
that's
my gosh.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's so good.
I'm so tempted to sell up here and move out into the country and get some cows and some chickens so we can have eggs and just get back to nature.
Way we were meant to be.
Lindy, with what Lindy just said, look at now she's out and about. She's going to concerts. So, look at how much she's changed her life.
For sure.
Yeah. And my daughter, Catherine, she's she's officially blind now from her type 1 diabetes, and she couldn't see anything at that concert.
So sad. We are praying for her for sure.
We are keeping it on ourselves.
So I just love to buy a little farm and do our own thing and just put a little garden in there for her to pot around, and that's my plan at the moment.
It's a good plan, and we don't know. Congestive heart failure is supposed to be incurable too, and lymphatic system and lymphedema is supposed to be incurable, and Carrie's heart murmur was supposed to be incurable, and so many people have autoimmune issues. I don't see why retinas have to be any different. I think.
I know. I
think,
hope.
Yeah, there's no telling what can be cured by this. So.
Yeah, but she just says, "Mum, I don't have hundreds of pounds to lose." She sort of doesn't put the two and two together. It's more the healing.
It's right. It's not just weight that this fix.
I know, but that's where, where's your rock bottom? I thought this would be a rock bottom, but she still doesn't put that.
She thinks it's still just doing weight. I know.
Yeah. I mean, she's kind of keto, but not full on carnivore, which I'd love her to be, but I can't do anything.
Wow, straight up, Brian. Holy crap. All right. I'm gonna I'm gonna have to start hitting the stepper. If I can get down to 300, I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a whirl if I can get down to 300 soon. Man, that's gonna be a hike. 2,700 steps or whatever straight up. Oof. Man, you guys are gonna have to mop me up at the top. Oh boy. Oh wow.
Oh yes, from Texas, from the meeting in the car park.
For sure. I thought we were getting hijacked for a second.
I think that was a shock look that they had on their face that somebody was calling them out in a parking lot.
I was what do those iguanas do that get all puffed up when they feel threatened or whatever? Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I think I started fasting again when I came back, and then I've been more active since I came back from Texas. So I think I'm down like 68 pounds since Texas or something, but the composition change has been
amazing.
Quite
amazing.
Yeah.
Coaching has helped me tremendously. I've started to lose inches too. Oh,
for
congratulations,
sure. Tim. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, shout out to SBG for that. They do a great job.
Yeah. I sent this to Biggie on TV channel. Is that a US thing? Hope I didn't overstep the mark. Do you guys know of and have you listened to Dr. Ken Berry and Dr. Anthony Chafee? They are all so unhealthy.
Right? No joke. That's hilarious. That is super hilarious. I hope they bite. Oh no. Yeah, then go look them up and this TV channel.
Well, if my doctor looked like Dr. Berry or Dr. Chafee, I'd be thinking, geez, they're on something here. Like they're doing something okay. I'd want to follow them.
Right. Like I've been watching Baker lift lately, and like his strength is getting out of control. Like I'm watching that dude. He was doing like these really high jumps the other day with like
I seen those,
with like 290-pound weights in his hands. I'm like, you're jumping with like 180 pounds, and he's jumping up on like a 40-inch platform, just jumping back and forth with like 180 pounds in his hands. I'm like, holy crap, dude. Like he gives me hope that I'm going to get all my strength back that I've been wanting back since, I'm like, this is why I want to lift, because I'm like, I would love to be healthy and have strength at the same time. You know what I mean? Like that'd be crazy. But yeah, look at him, look at Chafee, look at Baker or Barry, all these guys, Kilts, look at all those guys. And then look at our U.S. health minister. That's like a 350-pound person that doesn't know what gender they are. It's like, and they're the ones in control of our health system. It's like, please.
After typing up a picture of the steps on my fridge and found out that it's rated the second hardest trail in the world. Wow. Yeah. I think we've got something here in Melbourne called 1,000 Steps. I haven't thought about going there. If I had 1,000 steps in my house, I'd give it a try, but not out in public. I'd be holding everyone up for sure.
For sure. Howdy from Montana. Back at you. Food companies design their food to be addictive. Absolutely they do. And that's what's so stupid about these people that line up to argue, like I'm as big a capitalist as you can possibly have. I am all for freedoms, but that's not what's happening here. It's not freedom to sell addictive products and pretend like they're not addictive and also lobby companies to lie and propagate lies about what is healthy to say that it's not healthy, to leave by default all this unhealthy addictive food and then saturate our food environment and then also cause a serious influx in pricing. They are peddling drugs to people and they're using propaganda and lies to do it, to hide you from the truth. And so they're shoving all this crap down everybody's throat. And then not only that, but if you try to, if I just come on here and say something, or God forbid you have a doctor come on here and say something, they shut down your YouTube channel. They sit here and say that you're hurting people, that you're killing people. They try to come after you. That's what we're talking about. That's not capitalism. That is absolute, authoritarianism, right? This is literally a Marxist system that they're trying to push, and they're pretending like, oh, that's what happens when you have a capitalist system. No, it's not. They're sitting here lying to everybody. Like everybody, a real, open free market capitalist system is everybody gets to make their choices. They are taking our choices away. Just like Lindy can't get eggs, just like they're trying to get rid of beef cows and demonize them. They're trying to pull away all the stuff they know makes us strong and healthy and able to freely think and, make good decisions. They're trying to take that from us, and they're trying to tell us, you're going to eat lab-grown meat and you're going to like it. That's what they're doing. You're going to take mRNA vaccines and you're going to like it. You're going to do all this bull crap and you're going to like it. That's not capitalism. That is absolutely communism, On to the next one.
Here, I got this. This is
getting excited.
Baker.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, check that out. They'll say 90 pounds a piece on them, right? Or do they say
60?
60. So it's 120 pounds. Yep. Look at this. He's jumping up there with 120 pounds like it's nothing.
I mean, Raymond did that at the ranch, at the kitchen bench, and he missed with his shins.
That's funny.
Yeah.
500 pounds and then 200 meters in 32 seconds. And he's like 58. There's hope for all of us, people. There's hope for all of us.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a 220-pound kettlebell. I was trying to find one for 107 pounds the other day. I can't hardly even find it. Do you know how ridiculous that is? He's swinging a dead body right now.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, that is nuts. Oh, yeah, this is nothing short. 200-pound med ball toss, too. I mean, this strength training he's doing is crazy it's just crazy. That's nuts. Yeah. But don't listen to that guy. He's a quack. These people. It's for you, Lindy.
Are you getting excited for spring to start next month? Absolutely. We've had a couple of days where the sun was out and blue sky, and it was just so nice. It's just like this cloud lifted above me, and I felt so good. And the clouds are back today. So, yeah, it's coming. It's coming, and I can't wait.
That's crazy. I cannot find a good doctor where I live in New Hampshire. They're just pill pinchers. Absolutely, Tim. They are. But I mean, unfortunately, you know, the vast majority of doctors, I don't think you're going to find a good one, you know? I mean, they're definitely there, but it's just like more and more as we get away from some of the old time doctors, they're just indoctrinated from college so bad. They're just coming up and they don't question anything, you know, even common sense. They don't question how this many people could be this sick all the time. They don't see any other way out of it. They just blindly believe the indoctrination and they just spew it. It's crazy.
Yeah, my butcher shop was out of eggs. Yeah.
Right. Why? You know, why eggs, right? Does that make any sense? You never see them run out of anything else, right? You never see them run out of soda, candy, ice cream, you know? You never see them
The
run
good
out.
stuff.
Why don't we ever run out of chicken? You ever seen us run out of chicken meat? Chicken meat comes from eggs, you know, or eggs come from chicken meat. But we don't run out of chicken wings, right? You don't run out of fast food chicken patties.
Chicken nuggets.
No. McDonald's never out of chicken nuggets, exactly, but they're out of eggs. Weird. Oh, why is that? Because it takes an actual metabolically healthy chicken to make eggs. They can grow everything else in incubators that create all this nasty meat that's making my dog have seizures. But those won't have eggs because they're not real chickens. They're Franken chickens. But they don't want you having the real eggs because those would take healthy. So isn't it funny that the Franken chickens don't get the bird flu, but the healthy chickens that make the eggs do?
Yeah, I noticed they've got cartoned egg yolks and stuff, and I'm like, where do they come from? What animals? I don't think they're real.
All the chemicals.
Because they're trying to push us into lab-grown processed products instead of food. They're trying to say, oh, well, yeah, you can't find them in shell form anymore from the chicken, but this came out
just as good.
Yeah, the same thing.
And it's cheaper.
Right, and
that's what they'll sell us on. Yeah.
And they'll last in your cupboard forever, you know. They'll never go off.
Eggs will last in your cupboard forever if you get them the right way.
Well, and not only this, but this is a rollout and a warning for what they're going to try to do. This is a test on chicken eggs for what they're going to try to do to first beef and then lamb and then all meat. And they're just going to say, just get the lab grown stuff. We've evolved past needing healthy food. We have this. And yeah, this comes with some problems, but it's cheaper, it's more convenient, and we have a pill for that.
Yeah. It's all this processed shit and all this fake food that's got us into this problem that's making us all unhealthy in the first place.
For sure.
Thanks, Lois. Thank you. Thank you, Missy. Yeah, that's awesome. My eyesight's improved too since lowering my sugar levels and reversing my type 2. Yeah, she's type 1. She's had it for 23 years now. So, yeah, it's a little bit different.
For sure. I feel you there, but people have that same problem in Montana. For sure.
Is that because why is that? Takes breathing.
Altitude. Altitude. They're at altitude. Sea level and we're a mile in the sky.
Okay.
So the air is a bit thin.
Right. Thank you.
Good Lord. See what you've done, Michael. Whirling dervishes. Here you go.
Hi, I'm from Alberta, Canada. I'm finding meat expensive, so I've added whey protein powder just to make sure I'm getting enough protein. Do any of you eat protein powder? I personally don't.
I don't. I used to, but I don't anymore because I was having reactions to it, and I don't trust anything processed because I don't know what's in it. And also, protein's not what you need anyways. You need enough protein, but you really need fat. Fat is the thing that we're all missing. And so if it was me, I would just get the cheaper cuts of meat if you can get it, you know. And do whatever, there are cooking methods that make chuck roast really good. There's cooking methods that make eye round even not bad. I mean, especially dehydrating or smoked eye round makes really good beef jerky. You can add tallow to it. Hamburger, get us buy in bulk.
Ground beef.
Yeah, ground beef. So I would shy away from it. Once I learned that there's a difference in the absorption of protein, I'm like, why doesn't anybody ever talk about this? Like, you'll sit here and listen to vegans talk about how you can get all your protein from broccoli. But what they don't tell you is that the absorption rate and viability of the protein that's in broccoli is like something like 4% absorption rate out of broccoli. So basically you're getting 0.4% or 0.04% of the protein. So for every 1 gram of broccoli protein you get, your body's actually absorbing and utilizing like 0.04% of it. Where for every 1 gram of protein in red meat that you get, your body is absorbing 97.3% of it. So and that has to do with the shape of the protein, which is also why gluten causes a lot of trouble. It's because the molecular shape of the protein doesn't fit into these mitochondrial receptors that process it or something. I might be getting it wrong, but it's something about the metabolic shape of the protein and on the molecular level. And if that's all true, people say that certain pulverized, that's why it's not good to necessarily make shakes and stuff and to pulverize things and to grind it into powder, because you can screw up some of the shape of the protein from what I've heard and make it even less absorbable because they don't fit into these little receptors or whatever. So I always wonder. And then also every time, I mean, you can't even get shredded cheese because just that little bit of processing it, they put a bunch of crap in there to keep it from
messes
clumping.
it up.
Yeah. So what do they do to keep the protein powder from turning into just blocks of hardened sand and sticking together in a little bit of moisture or whatever? How do they keep it so powdery and keep it from clumping? There's stuff in there that shouldn't be in there, and we have no idea what the real consequences of that is. But the more that I know about that stuff, the more that I know it wrecks your gut microbiome most of the time, because there's a bunch of weird crap in there that you're getting just plastered with, and it's probably not the worst thing you can do by any means, but if you can avoid it, I would guess that that's probably a better option. Oh, thanks, Brett. I appreciate it, man. Man, I got to make one of your meetups one of these days. I'm starting to feel left out. Miss hanging out with you.
I used whey for a while when I couldn't eat enough meat to get my protein macros up. I don't use it now.
Nice.
Yes.
For sure.
Is important. Yeah.
100%, Brett.
Yep.
100%.
I do need a farm and chickens for sure.
And overalls. You can't be old McDonald without overalls. I'll send you some Carhartts. Do they have Carhartts in Australia?
I'd not heard of them until I met you, so no, I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna have to get you some Carhartt bibs.
I got my hat now, so I'm good.
Right, exactly, Tim. They're gonna be telling us, hey, bad news, all the cows are dead, but good news is we made worm steak for you guys.
Yeah, we got a lot of crickets for you to eat and grubs.
Yeah. We're gonna be fine. You're gonna like it. Look, we made it taste like tofu, so it's delicious.
Hi, Christy.
Howdy, howdy.
My local grocery store raised their eggs 75%.
Nice.
Yay.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, Marilyn. Big thumbs up to your channel, and you sure appreciate all three of you, Marilyn, Charlie. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you coming.
We appreciate you guys too coming. Everybody that comes and watches.
Sure. Absolutely, you guys are awesome. You never get tired of the pontificating. I go on a few rants, and when I'm fasted like this, I get a little feisty.
Eggs are really hard to get in Western Australia too. Now they can't cage rear them.
Wow.
By law.
By law.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't get over the things that Australia is doing.
Yeah, well, it's been a month now. I haven't been able to get eggs from my farm. So does that mean they're out of business or what? Like, I have no idea. Just no stock.
That's crazy. No, they're, if they can't regulate something outright, they try to put so much pressure on it that it runs the price up and makes it impossible.
Nobody buys them, and they end up closing up.
Yep.
Well, thankfully, my husband's a bus driver, so he drives all over Melbourne. So I just get him to drop off at all the superstores and the markets and grab eggs on his way. It's the only way we can get them. So thank you, Mandy. Hi, Opix Odyssey.
Howdy, howdy.
Good to see you.
So nice to see you.
Yeah, couldn't get that's all we need is a price to increase.
Oh, that's what they're going to do for sure. They do it every time,
Well, thankfully, I don't eat 3 meals a day because meat and eggs are so satiating. So,
for sure. Well,
yeah, I still save money.
And if we start eating them more people will start selling them. More people will figure out ways. People will lobby against the stupidity. People will vote people out that are making the products that we want. We have to vote with our dollar and stop falling for this crazy stupidity,
Those videos that Dr. make me want to go to the wellness center. It's a gym, but I call it a wellness center.
For sure. I mean, literally, it's just, I don't know. I didn't think that I was, one thing from caring about a lot of weight when I was young for a long time is at least I was stout, but then when I got sick the last, 5 years or something, I lost that. And I was like, oh man, I didn't realize you don't know what you have until it's gone type of thing. And I was like, oh, I do not like feeling weak at all. This is not fun. And so I love seeing that because it's like, okay, I can get that back. Like if I start now, I can get that back. And this is no longer about losing weight or I have to exercise and beat myself up to get healthy. It's not about that. It's about that Carnivore has given me hope and kind of a direction now where I'm like, oh, I think I can get that back and then some. Like, I think I can get all the strength back I lost and even more and do it at a lighter body weight and be even healthier to go with it and have energy.
Todd, you're in the best shape of your life right now, bud.
For sure. For sure. I mean, even I'll find that one picture, this was the other time that I was in some kind of shape. And this was because I starved for 17 months. This was the lightest I ever got. And I was working out and not working out. I was playing softball, but we were practicing 3 days a week and playing 2 days a week. And I was working a lot. And I was sprinting and stuff. But I look better in this picture. And I was 24 years old in that picture. And I look better in that picture, but I still was 337 pounds. And I felt weaker than I do right now in that picture. I was weak. I didn't have the strength that I even do right now in a lot of ways. I had some strength in other ways more, but I didn't feel good. And I pretty much wanted to eat a bullet every day. I mean, I was so miserable, so stressed out, so full of anxiety. And I hadn't really, I was eating every 3 days, and I did that for 17 months. And when I would eat, I'd only eat 1,000 calories. And it was mostly creatine and a pre-workout drink that I would get the calories out of. And I do that every 3 to 4 days. And I did that for 17 months and I lost 300 pounds, but I was sick as a dog. In that picture, that was when I hurt my knee. That's when I blew out a rotator cuff in my shoulder. I had to have knee surgery after that because I ended up screwing up my knee. And just everything went to heck. And I just remember I was pretty depressed about that time because I kind of gotten down to some of my goals, but it didn't work. I mean, I was there, but I didn't feel like I thought it would make me feel. I wasn't happy. I was still white knuckling everything. And I was just not good, where now I'm still 100 pounds from there. But I think composition wise, some of that, maybe 20 pounds of that might even be muscle right now. So I might only be 80 pounds from there. And this time I'm not white knuckling anything and I'm not at any kind of struggle with it, and I don't have any depression or anxiety. So I'm excited to get back there and see what happens, see what the comparison is this way, you know. What were you chuckling about? Did you save that picture and do something to it? I feel like you did, you little shit.
I already got that picture.
Okay, good.
And I've already done things to
it. I don't like, nor do I want you to expand on what you mean by that. I just slap butter on everything. That's not a bad way to go about it.
I bought 2 pounds grass-fed beef fat that I can add to sirloin or cheaper cuts from white oak pastures delivered to where I live. They send it in a cooler with dry ice. Beautiful.
That's awesome. Oh, thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate it. She's hopping around. She's channel hopping.
I accidentally got some maple bacon. Does it have much more sugar than regular bacon?
It's on the edge. It's kind of saturated. I mean, I just wouldn't go, you know, I've had that happen before. I ate it anyways because it's bacon. But I just, instead of eating like a half a pound or a pound of it at once, I would just have a couple pieces, you know, at a time.
Check and see where the sugar's listed at on the ingredients too.
Yeah.
Closer to the top, the more there is.
For sure. Okay, next, Brett.
The meetups are fun. We raised $590 for the Healing Humanity movie. Congratulations.
Awesome. Good work, Brett. I appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys go check out Who's Your Carnivore, please.
Yeah, good night, Missy.
Good night. So nice having you. Appreciate you stopping in.
Thank you.
Fasting does equal feisty Todd. I don't know. And that might be a sign. I got to, maybe it's time to, maybe they're right about the fasting. Raymond did go, how's your attitude? Because if your mood starts to go, and I've been
fasting too much. Yeah.
I just been thinking about all the comments and stuff I've been getting on my Instagram videos, because I'm getting more comments and plays on Instagram and stuff than I've ever got, which is bringing out the trolls. And I'm not hurt by them. But it just, the amount of the stupidity out of people that are all brainwashed and that are fighting for the same system that's making them, their family, their friends, their loved ones sick. I'm like, why are you carrying water for these people? You know? And so, I don't know. I get feisty when I start thinking about that, because I'm like, all right, how am I got to put this into simple words, because these people aren't eating correctly, so they can't understand English. They're not putting the pieces together. So I'm trying to help some malnourished, simple-minded people right now understand how they're being manipulated and how they're sheep right now. And that gets me fired up too. So it could be either one. It could be the fasting.
I have decided a zombie apocalypse is about extreme and mad vegans attacking carnivores for protein.
I love it. We should make a short film on that. That'd be funny. AI short film about the zombie apocalypse trying to eat vegans because, well, really, I mean, that's true too. But our carnivores do actually eat vegans. I've never seen a vegan eat a carnivore. I've never seen a cow eat a human, I guess is what I'm saying. I've seen humans eat cows. So but I get the point. Once they, you know, because vegans aren't actually vegans. They are carnivores. They just don't know it. So you make a good point. That'd be awesome. That'd be a funny thing to run through AI for sure.
I'm going down to San Diego tomorrow to meet up with a couple of carnivore friends, Carnivore Leo, Rhonda, and Jenny Mitchich.
That's awesome.
Nice. Enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. You should make some videos out of that. That'd be awesome. I'm doing a 72-hour fast on Monday. Congratulations, Brett. Kill it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, you'll nail it.
Brett's going through the priming, so he's going to knock it out of the park. I bet it's a little bit tougher than the ones you've done before, though, because I bet your appetite's opened up, Brett.
Iowa is light on carnivores. Well, it doesn't have that many anyway. We have more pigs than people.
For sure. We have 3 times as many cows as we do people, too. But that's good for carnivores. So,
yeah.
Ship them on over.
Oh, anti-cooking agent equals aluminium byproduct.
Yeah,
Wow.
same for the cheese and for the salt for sure. Let's see here. Here we go. I lost my place for a second.
If anyone likes try a tip, I put a video up with a super easy way to make it. It's so good.
Oh,
Don't actually know what tri-tip is.
It's pretty good. It's a little bit tougher, but tri-tip, man, I have a hard time with tri-tip, but I'll definitely try it because I love tri-tip. But man, there's something about it that the texture of tri-tip makes me want to have it on a roast beef sandwich almost. I don't know what it is. Like tri-tip, I just feel like it almost needs to be salt branded, like corned beef brisket or something, and put on a sandwich. I don't know why tri-tip, every time I eat it, I don't know if it's the flavor and the texture, but I like to slice it so thin because it's a little bit tough and slice it against the grain, but it is delicious. I love the flavor of it, but I'll definitely check that out. We should, I wonder, can we get her YouTube channel? And
already posted, buddy.
Oh, you are on top of this. Is why we need Michael.
This is why I'm here.
That's awesome. I appreciate it. Everybody please go subscribe to Key to Work Henry.
I watched my neighbor spend 16 years and thousands of dollars to get pregnant, but refused to try Carnivore, which cures PCOS. Yeah. There's so many stories of all the fertility things that people go through, and all they need to do is eat meat. Yeah. That's just another option. It's a much cheaper option to give that a go first.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. Well, it's just like Sean Baker when he was talking about, him doing amputations on diabetic patients that even after losing a leg won't quit. It's like people are willing to believe in a miracle pill, an Ozempic that might kill you or paralyze your gut microbiome, give you gastroparesis, all these things. But what do you got?
Here's a new diet they came out with. Put these on your arms and you can't eat. Watch.
I feel like I've been close to that before without the. See?
Oh dear.
But if that was a piece of bacon, he would think and he'd put it down and then eat it with his face.
Right, just to get space in there.
Yeah. But see, he's not eating meat, so he didn't have the brain power yet. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
this
Charlie.
is my fault. Yeah, sorry.
I will set for tomorrow. So
yeah, I'm taking my daughter to the hospital tomorrow. So yeah, and last week as well. So I've been a bit off with our timing. Hopefully, we'll be back on track next week.
For sure. And I'm still coming on tomorrow because I'm using it as a placeholder like it came on last Sunday. So I'm just going to hop on our normal slot just as a placeholder just to let people know that we already had it or that we're going to have it. So hopefully in the next few weeks, a week or two, we'll be back on our normal schedule. But right now, until things get more settled, I will always be on Sunday, and I'll come on just as a placeholder and answer your questions. But 700 plus is kind of bouncing back and forth temporarily for now. But we thank you so much for always supporting us and coming.
Thank you. I'm posting a video now about the difference between Aldi prices and Walmart prices. Okay.
Oh, nice. Everybody go check out my Apex Odyssey too, please.
We don't have Walmart here, but we got Costco.
For sure. You're not missing anything. Well, actually, you're missing people watching. Well, I shouldn't say that. Not at all of them, but some of the people watching at some of the Walmarts is incredible. I will say.
Costco, I felt was quite fun for people watching too. And just watching all the trolleys full of, like bulk packs of donuts and all this crap. I was like, wow.
Well, that's interesting, but I'm talking about meth heads.
Okay.
Yeah, like talking about meth heads and street people, like not like just down on your luck, but like actual. You just have to see it. It's quite impressive sometimes.
Right. Okay.
Let's see. Going through here. Yes, absolutely.
Sounds like some are under a strong delusion. Yeah. You can't get through to many people. You got to wait for them to come around on their own.
So it's a little bit different, but tomorrow I'm going to start the live stream same time we started this one, because usually it's 5 p.m. Mountain Time is when we do our Sunday all the time. But today we moved it ahead of one day for scheduling, but yeah. I'm still holding our 5 p.m. Sunday slot by just having it might only be an hour, it might be 2 hours, just whatever. It depends on how many people show up, but I'm just doing it as a placeholder so that everybody knows. I know that a lot of people set it aside, and that way I can explain to people tomorrow that we had it today, that they can go back and watch it, and I'll explain if we ever have to put it in the future, like I did last Sunday, that it was going to be on Monday when it actually ended up being Tuesday because we moved it again. But anyways.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
No worries.
Well, tomorrow you might be really feisty with another day fasting under your belt.
I know.
So it might be a good one. Yeah.
When did you start? When did you start?
I started on Wednesday. So I started.
Wednesday, so you only had a couple days, right?
Yeah, I only ate for 3 days. And so, but I wanted to, this is what I'm saying. I get stubborn with my goals because I feel like.
I know.
I don't like
better to stick to them than break them. Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, that's what this is about, is consistency. So I'm trying to be consistent, but also I can't be fasting when I'm in Wyoming next weekend. So, and I need to break it on Wednesday. So I started on Wednesday. And yeah, this is tough because I only had a 3-day refeed, and going from a 7-day that with 3-day refeed to a 7-day, that's brutal. But I think I can make it through it. And I think that, I don't think I'm causing any damage yet. I'm definitely paying attention for it, but I'm not losing my appetite or anything. I'm not having brain fog. I have a little bit of brain fog, if I'm being honest, tiny bit, but not like.
How's your hunger been?
Hunger hasn't been bad. It was rough for the first 2 days, but my body was used to eating for 7 days, 6 days instead of 3. So that was to be expected. But now I'm floating through it real easy, so I'm back in it. So I just want to keep going, And the thing is these compression socks I keep putting on are slipping on. Like I'm going to have to get smaller ones now, and where I couldn't even wear them a month ago. Right. Which is saying a lot, so that's the really hard to get rid of lymphatic impacted tissue. So, I mean, it's making great strides. So I don't want to, as long as I'm able to do it, I don't want to hold, I don't want to pull back on it at all.
Right. Yeah. Because you'll just set yourself back.
Yeah. And so, and I got such good momentum. I'm just like, I want to keep this going, and I think, honestly, I'm taking kind of a spiritual approach to it where I don't know, Smith Wigglesworth. I'm going to get a little preachy for a second, but Smith Wigglesworth was a healer, as a plumber back in like late 1800s. And he's a very famous preacher, but somebody asked him once, how you feeling today? And he goes, I don't, my body doesn't tell me how I feel. Smith Wigglesworth tells my body how it feels. So I decided to have that mindset where I'm not asking myself how my fast is feeling today. I'm telling my fast how it's going to go. So that's kind of was the approach that I've taken it. So
I'll have to think up a lot of silly questions for Todd tomorrow. Yes.
Please do.
Replay.
Please do. And then maybe Michael will come on for the other hour and a half you missed.
Maybe make up.
Yeah, make up some time because, man, you don't want a short paycheck.
I'll definitely be watching the replay. So, yeah, be thinking of you all.
For sure. Definitely shout us out if you get a chance in the chat and let us know how things are going. We'll be praying for Kat.
Thank you.
But yes, I appreciate that. I need you guys to think of many questions because I don't have anybody to pontificate with if I'm by myself. So down at my Walmart, they have picanhas, so I go there for that. Well, that's fine. You get people watching with a bonus side of picanhas. So that's perfect. Nothing wrong with that. Dinner and a show.
So Walmart sells meat as well. So is that like a Costco? They sell a bit of everything, or
They sell everything there. Yeah.
okay. I didn't realize they sell groceries.
Oh, at
there.
Walmart? Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
know that I would go to as far to call it food. I personally think the Walmart's beef is the worst beef I've ever tasted in my life, and I'm not so sure that it comes from animals. It might come from lab. So that's why I just stay clear of it. I don't trust a dang thing that comes from Walmart. Nothing. I don't trust toilet paper that comes from Walmart. I don't trust food that comes from Walmart, and I dang sure don't trust furniture that comes from Walmart. That's a fact.
Tomorrow you can tell your story, Todd. Honestly, it's a great story. Which one?
I'm not sure. Yeah, tell me what story you'd like me to tell. I don't mind telling it, but I don't know which one that is.
I'll have to toss up between the plane or the toilet one. They're my favorites.
Let's see, where am I at here? Let's go. Oh, they're encouraging you again.
Give me ideas. Give me some ideas.
Oh man, baggy clothes are wonderful. I mean, this tank top is like ridiculous, and I just bought it after Texas. You know, I love having to buy clothes. Yeah, it's just confirmation. You know,
that's why. Yeah, you know it's working.
Yeah, for sure. No, we're all making great strides, and I mean all of us in the chat and everything. We got to just stay the course. We got to keep adding up days and keep being consistent, and this will get there. Yeah, I don't trust nothing in Walmart. I just don't. Like, there's just no way that there can be food in their products. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Tim. I'm sorry, but maybe you have a better Walmart than we have. I feel like they're making meat with a 3D printer in the back and out of worms and rabbits or something, ground squirrels, and putting it in bread dye and putting it out there as beef or something. I don't trust it.
I buy a lot of meat from Piedmontese. I use coupon codes, so I get way better pricing. Okay.
We caught up to everybody. You guys better ask more questions. We've got 12 more minutes left. But yeah, Beth knows what I'm talking about. She's had lab-grown rodent 3D printed steaks at Walmart too. Every time I eat Walmart meat, I'm like, this is not meat. This is not cow. If it is cow, this cow grew up by a nuclear power plant and it got hit by a bus and ran over on the side of the road for 6 weeks or something. There's something wrong with it. Like, all their meat, every time I eat
grade,
it. Yeah, it's just rough stuff. I don't know where they get it, but it is rough.
Not happy cows, perhaps.
Well, no. And then, I mean, I just end up feeding a lot of it to my dog or something where, I mean, eating properly, I know that money's tight and meat is expensive for sure. But one of the reasons that I'm able to fast is because I eat good and meat and a lot of it when I do eat, which also then only keeps me eating half the month, which makes it pencil out by the end of the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, everything that we've already talked about before, like not being sick, not having desserts, not having snacks, not drinking sodas, not having our coffees, all these things that I used to do Now I could take all that money I saved and just place it on one good piece of meat, just eating that, and the payoff's much better in my opinion. Like it's way more bang for your buck. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. Carrie's there right now filming him for the documentary, in fact.
Oh, was he out there?
Yep.
Mm.
So that's awesome. Oh, great. Thanks, Tim.
That's a loaded question.
I gotta start screening these chats. I'll fully admit I've never had Walmart pork belly. But I've had some like crappy bacon from there that I didn't quite like. Definitely had some rough meat.
I love the crackle, but I can never make it very well. And I just find the pork part just makes me feel a bit queasy in the tummy. So, yeah, I just need somebody to cook some nice, decent crackle for me.
Yeah, we'll have to do that for sure. Maybe when you come up for Healing Humanity, we're going to be at Dr. Phil's. And Dr. Phil makes a killer crackling.
When's that?
Next November. You have like over a year, like 13 months.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I was going to come for Montana Fireworks.
Well, come for both. You got to come for Montana Fireworks and then come back for Healing Humanity in Florida because
I'm going to have to buy a lotto ticket, I think.
Don't worry. We're gonna make something. You have to show up to all the Healing Humanity or Hack Your Health. We made we've set a precedent now.
If I've got a choice between Hack Your Health or Montana Fireworks, it's going to be Montana Fireworks. I'm sorry.
For sure. But that's all right. We're gonna get you for both of them. We're gonna get you down here for both of them. Michael too. Michael's coming to the 4th next year.
Oh, I really want to meet Michael. Need to hug you.
I'm driving you, Michael. Me and you are gonna be road buddies.
Road buddies, well, not the way you drive.
I know.
I drive with a purpose, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I drive with a purpose.
My purpose is to get there alive.
Hey. Did anybody get hurt or even close to hurt with my driving?
A lot of whiplash, I heard.
There's a lot of lanes in Texas, and they don't give you much warning.
Oh.
Besides which, I was the best driver there for sure.
Everybody else is.
So what it's worth, white knuckle fasting or white knuckle in the back seat with on.
You got to drive with a purpose. Move with a purpose every day.
I can still see Bella's face. She just went very pale. It's like, oh, it's had.
I don't know why. I was driving purposely and aggressively. That's it. But it was all controlled and well driven. I've been in one wreck in my whole life, and it was not my fault. I got T-boned in a parking lot by a crazy woman that dropped her phone, decided to pick it up in the parking lot of Albertsons, and stepped on the throttle and ran her Subaru right. She hit me so hard, she totaled both of our vehicles. Both of them. She totaled a Subaru and a Toyota Sienna in a parking lot. They're both losses. You believe that? My van was brand new, which was the second van that I lost. I didn't get in a wreck on the other one. I blew it up with fireworks, and that does not count against my driving. So, anyways, I am a fantastic driver. Thank you so much. I just drive with authority.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, if you want to emulate ancestral eating, wouldn't it be feast and famine? Or feast and famine, yeah. One kill, then eat as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Yeah, for sure. I think so. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now in a way, because I've been doing this fasting, it's pumping up my appetite. So then I've been opening it up, and my reprimes are no longer 3 meals a day. My reprimes have been like 5 meals a day because I've been hitting it because I don't want to go into gluconeogenesis by overeating protein in one setting, but I do want to get plenty in. So my 3 days of refeeding was basically like 36 egg yolks and 4 pounds of meat to even 5 pounds of meat each day of the 3 days that I did it. So I really think you can get it in there. And even if you listen to the calorie in, calorie out calorie deficit, gurus, they still do that over a week or a month. Like they don't necessarily care what they get in every day. They average it out over a week's time or 2 weeks time or a month's time. And that's how they try to do it or whatever. So I think as long as you're eating with purpose when you're not fasting and then you fast, I think it works for sure. I think that's definitely a more ancestral appropriate way to doing it for sure.
You start on Carnivore, the steak, and when you were sick,
the doctors. Oh, you mean my story? Not one of my. Oh, okay. Not one of my stories, but my story. Okay, yeah, I could tell that. I forget that YouTube is a revolving door, and I feel like I'm boring people by saying the same thing, but I also
new people come in.
Yeah, new people come in. So, all right, it must be our Walmart then. If Walmart has better beef than most markets, our Walmart definitely does not. Definitely does not. Not that I've found, anyways. Let's see. There we go. Question for Lindy.
Was there anyone in the car Todd was driving a bit nervous with his driving? Everybody that jumped in the car with Todd was nervous. Everyone.
Which I don't get, because first of all, here's what I think happened. Okay? Mostly it's because Lindy and Ella, her daughter, were telling everybody that I was driving crazy. Now, the problem with that is that they couldn't look at the road because as far as they were concerned, I was driving on the wrong side. And the lights were the wrong color. So they were nervous all the time because in their mind, that wasn't normal. So
yeah, I sat in the back a lot because I couldn't watch the oncoming traffic.
Right, because they were freaking out because they're always like, because I don't know, even the lights you said were the wrong color, right?
Well, you were going through red lights. We don't. If it's a red light, you don't go through it. Yeah. So
she's talking about stop and turn on red. She didn't know you can turn right on red. Yeah, and so she was freaking out every time I would turn right on red. I'm like, why are you snapping over here? And it's because they don't.
Snappy.
You were jumping every time we take off on a red light. You were like, wow. I'm like, we got room for days, So, but that's why. So the lights, I was turning right on red. She didn't know you could do that on some lights, most of the lights in Texas, it seemed. And yeah, she just thought we were on the wrong side of the road. So, it was just always weird for her that I was driving on that side of the road. So she was a bit jumpy. And then, yes, I drive a little bit aggressively. But like Bella said, Bella goes, do you drive your mom around like this? And I'm like, no, I don't have to, because people aren't jerks in Montana and drive like this. You could drive like normal.
And you're the only one on the road in Montana.
Yeah.
Right. You have room. Like you have days.
And it was confusing because you had the navigator on all the time. And then you have all those overpasses that crisscross all over the way. And you didn't know which one to go down because it was confusing. And so we'd be driving, and then you're like, oh, no, we've got to turn. And then there's like 5 lanes across to get to that exit. And that's what was scary. But it wasn't your fault. Like, I totally get that. You didn't know the area. We don't know the area. And then you're driving on the wrong side of the road.
It's like, well, miss it or go down 2 miles and add 10 minutes. And most of the time we were going someplace, we were always short on time because I think I forget what it was. I drove like 900 miles on that rental car or something when I was there.
That was something like that.
Because I kept going back and forth to the airport, picking people up, and I kept I was driving people. So for me being a bad driver, I sure drove a lot because I drove a lot of people. But Coach Raymond did say, you want me to drive? And I'm like, no. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, shut up. I'm driving.
Yeah. So, but even when we went to the gun range, we got there okay. And Emily and Raymond, they missed the turnoff. It took them 20 minutes to get it back to that. Like here, you can just go around the block. It's easy. Everything's in a grid. So you just go around the block and you're there again. But in Texas, everything you've got to go around, via Italy and back. It was weird how it's all set up over there.
Right. It is weird. And I don't know why it kept happening, but the way the navigator would come, I kid you not, it would take me off of an exit and it would give me 200 yards and I'd have to cross like 4 or 5 lanes to get to the far left. And I'm like, crap. And I mean, just packed full of cars. So I'm playing, Frogger on there. I'm just gunning it, shooting gaps all the way over because I got 200 yards and we're doing 65 miles an hour, if not 80 sometimes. So it's like, guess we're going for it. And so
speed limit is only 55.
Yeah, well, pretty much. The speed limit, people there pick their own speed limit. I didn't see a single person getting pulled over on those 5-lane crazy, autobahns that were going on there.
No.
So, anyways, I didn't think we did bad. I was never worried once. I didn't feel like there was any close calls. The worst.
No, there weren't. We were very safe with you, but
the worst thing was
everybody that got out of his car kissed the ground.
They did, but you know what? You know what's funny though? They still had me drive because even as bad as my driving was, they didn't want to drive in it either. So they still.
So they can blame you.
True.
Yeah, so they can blame me.
I did offer to drive, but you wouldn't let me.
No way. You would turn the wrong way on the interstate. It would have been terrible. Were you driving with when the fireworks went off? It's on the news. I actually destroyed a car. So long story short, anybody that doesn't know this, I put on a heck of a fireworks show. Me and my brother do for the 4th of July. I sell fireworks in the summer just to raise the funds, and my brother helps pay for a giant fireworks show, and we invite the neighborhood. But we put off a crazy serious amount of fireworks. Like we make commercial town shows look tiny. And so, anyhow, we have some special fireworks. I'm not going to go into what exactly they were, but they're big fireworks, very torquey stuff that you're not going to find just anywhere. And, stuff that we have special permits for and stuff. But anyways.
Sparklers is what he means to say.
Yeah, sparklers, sure. So anyways, we had 600 of them in a container, and we were testing some launchers. And my brother he said, come over here. And I was on the phone. I was in my van. He said, come over here and tell me what you think of these launchers that I just built, if they're calibrated. And he sent up 1 or 2 of these fireworks. And anyhow, long story short, an ember came floating out of the sky, and it landed in the container with 600 of them and lit all the fuses at once. And so I just hear one of our guys go, uh-oh. And then I'm sitting in the car. I'm about 15 feet away from this container. And my brother says, run! And everybody takes off. And then just like, I don't know, not even, probably a minute or a second and a half later, if that, everything just went off. And there's just a mass explosion. And I watch my brother gets lifted off the ground, and I watch his feet come off the ground like in slow motion, and he starts getting launched across the ground. And when I see him, because I'm just starting to duck and I'm going for the passenger seat, and when I see him lifting off the ground, I'm grabbing my dog and I'm jumping into the floorboard on the passenger side. And next thing I know, just all the glass came in the car. Poof! All the glass busted in. And then I sit up, and everything's on fire. All the tree lines on fire. My house is on fire. Just everything. Yeah, that was the van that blew up, and that was me on the news. They're actually doing.
You can see all the glass broke in the van, man.
Yeah, they took out all the glass out of the van. Just completely blew it up, and you can't see it, but all the white on the side of the van is just hail marked, and the windshield's all cracked, and the dash is burned up, and the headliner's burned up, and the seats are all burnt up. Like, it just was an absolute show. And that black hat that I was wearing there, so that all goes off. All hell breaks loose. And then I start getting out of there, and I drive my van out of there because everything's on fire, and I got to get out of the fire and the smoke and everything. And I get out, but I cannot get away from the smoke. My van is just billowing full of smoke, and I cannot seem to get out of this smoke. And so I finally park the car, and I get out of the car, and the smoke is still following me. And my buddy Ben comes over, and he starts patting my hat. My hat was on fire. You can kind of see the white spot on the brim of that hat. My hat was on fire, and that's why I couldn't get away from the smoke. My head was smoking. It was pretty funny.
Look at Cosette.
Yeah, that was.
You saved me, Dad.
Yeah, that was Cosette. She still has PTSD from that day. And there's the side of the van got just demolished. That van was 11 days old. It was brand new because that was the brand new van from the one that got T-boned in the Albertsons parking lot. I got a brand new replacement, and then bam, 11 days old. That one's trashed. And so I had to take it back, but it was pretty crazy. But so anyhow, that's what happened. That's what happened to that van was we blew it up, and it was crazy because I had to go get more fireworks that we had just prematurely ignited. We got everything put out. I had to go drive about 2 hours away and 2 hours back to get more fireworks before that night's show. And when I was driving to get them, I realized that I was a little bit concussed or something because I was in a totally different truck and I was looking up at the headliner going, this doesn't look too bad for being blown up. And I wasn't even in the same car anymore. I was in a totally different vehicle, but my brain was a little bit shocked. And I thought I got out of it scot-free, but when I got home, I was taking a shower and a piece of skin about that big slid off my back and rolled into the shower drain because apparently I got a flash burn on my back that I didn't see that it burnt through my shirt. So I had a hole in the back of my shirt on this shoulder.
Wow.
And your brother too, no?
Yeah, my brother. So that container that it was in had like a 3/8 or a 1/2 inch metal dowel rod for a hinge, because it was a big job box that we had them in. And when it blew up, that dowel rod seemed to have hit my brother's calf and punctured all the way into his calf, like that far. It looked like he got shot by a bullet. And so he wrapped it up and didn't tell any of us, but then he had to go into the hospital after we did the show that night at like 2:00 in the morning or something. And they thought he was trying to conceal a gunshot wound. They thought, so they were trying to do an investigation because they thought he was concealing a gunshot wound because he didn't go in for hours. And he said that it was an explosion. But then they were like, oh, we were expecting all you guys because we heard that your fireworks stand exploded. It was pretty funny though. We have one little mishap and the whole news station comes out and pretends like we're a danger to humanity. Walmart may be the ones that ship to China for processing them back here. Oh, I gotcha.
There you have it, Lindy and Michael. He can kill you on the road, and it is fine.
Hey,
I think the only thing that we're safe with is cooking.
That's not true. I haven't killed anybody with fireworks. We just had a few close calls. Oh man, sounds like Todd's driving. All right, we'll try to bring some of them up.
Tell the boober story.
I will tell the boober story. That one is a classic. I will definitely tell the boober story. I will. Someday.
I told them. Yeah.
I need a photo of your dogs, though, Sandra, to post in the credits.
Exactly. Let's see. Are we missing anything? Did we get everybody?
I think we're caught up.
Oh yes. See, Beth knows the driving's crazy there. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You got to drive like, you have to drive with a purpose. Thank you, man. Made it out alive. Cosette has a little PTSD. She didn't have a problem with fireworks up until that point. She does not care for fireworks anymore. So funny enough, the first car, my insurance didn't have to pay for because the person that hit it did. So that didn't happen, but true and hilarious story. Like I said, small town, big show. We invite everybody that wants to come. It's open to anybody. So my insurance adjuster just so happened that his brother lived a half a block from us. So he was there when the explosion went off, and he was there to watch the show the rest of that night. So he knew what happened. He knew what went off, and he just green stickered it and said, no, I was there. It was just an act of God. And so, yeah, he was fine with it. And he even appreciated it. It was actually pretty cool because he just green lighted it and just got it paid for like it was no big deal. So lucky. No, it's awesome. Very lucky. That was funny. All right. I think we made it through. We appreciate you guys. We made it another 3 hours. And I'll be back tomorrow to say
Some
hi.
of us a little less.
That was our bad.
Thanks for covering for me last week. That's awesome, Michael. Thank you.
For sure. But we'll be back next week, hopefully Sunday, but I'll let you know. I will be back on Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow as well to say hi to you guys for a little while. I don't know. Depends on how lively it is, how long we'll go, but I'll be on. And hopefully maybe Michael can make it. And yeah, we'll hold down the fort and say hi to you guys. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all coming, and we will see you next time.
Great. See ya.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.